Pushback off, Kennedy Point, good evening. Port Orange to the airport, 75 departure. Accept, fly runway heading. Into the JFK, 1.5 PME. That's right, heading 100. Vector 60.
Yeah, the last time my wife
maintain 5,000. Walk 1114. Pushback off, Port Orange City to Kennedy 5, runway heading to the JFK, 1.5, right turn 100. Vector 60 and 5,000 is squawking 1114. Pushback off, you got correct. Hey, this is Yankee, jump on when you're ready to.
Are you going live with this? Indeed.
Survey MS 43 Charlie. MS 43 Charlie. Request the expected SI first, MS 43 Charlie. JFK 5. Copy MS 43 Charlie, thank you. Delta 97.
Yes.
I've got a quick question for you.
Las Vegas, McCarran.
Before last, but we had a lot of things
yeah, it's because you should probably get out of here like 10 minutes on the last.
No, I got this.
Oh, you got the NG. Oh, okay.
Giver?
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, that's one of the standby gates.
I had a lot of issues with, well, this one felt fine. What I didn't like the they were just way too sensitive. Okay, see, like this is just like, those are kind of like, you apply a little pressure and then
Alright, it goes on its own.
yeah, and
Yeah, these you gotta click.
no, this I like better actually.
Blue 1561 ready.
1561 30 Tango Bravo, Papa Bravo Airport, 25 departure. Accept, fly runway
Yeah, I
heading.
got it.
Until the JFK 1.5
10, so that's pretty close.
10 right heading 100.
Altimeter.
Oh, let me bring up those lights.
Blue, Bravo, Lima.
It should be in the next update.
Uniform.
From Nim.
Direct. Dumper. Delta. Uniform. Mike. Papa. Romeo. Direct.
Yeah,
Io.
they're on. Well, no backlight.
Lima. Echo. Sierra. Direct. Squad. Sierra. Quebec. Uniform. Alpha. Delta. Direct. Guru. Delta. Alpha. Romeo. Uniform. X-ray. Lima 456. The Tank. Tango. Alpha. November. Kilo. Let's do direct to Gyro. Janet Files. Maintain 5,000. Checkpoint level 350. 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 2716.
See, mine would have to do
Blue
with
is cleared to Tango Bravo, Papa Bravo, via the Kennedy 5 departure. Runway heading until the JFK 1.5, then right turn heading 100. Ship, Jet, Blue, Dumper, Pile, Squad, Guru, Lima 456,
Yeah, I usually set it there, but I don't have any gauge.
Gyro, S-File, 5,000.
I have to use it.
Spec 350, 271.
When I run X-Plane, I have
The 1561 will reach out to direct train to Alpha.
yeah, well, usually it's set.
2716 is this one.
2716 JetBlue
All right, so
1561, Roger, we have Alpha.
1561, thank you for that. And before I leave you, departure frequency one at a time is going to be 125.7.
All right, now I think my mic should be on now.
1657, JetBlue
Hopefully
1561.
you can hear me.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't put my headset on. Will we hear each other automatically?
Not on the headsets, no. This one I just have set up for USB for the OVS stuff.
All right, so anybody hear me on this?
Yeah, they should be able to hear you. And
Okay.
yeah, see, there's two microphones on it. There's one for you, and then there's one, you see in front of it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That one's used for SayIntentions, when I'm talking to SayIntentions for ATC. And I use the button up here, the button on top will pause the XATC chatter, and then when I
It mutes it when you key up?
it'll come back on.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, so let's turn this off. Let's get check. So, you want to kill that?
oh yeah, we don't care.
Probably don't. Well, is it? You going to need that for the video?
Not for me. I could probably kick up.
Oh,
the,
that's still pretty bright, yeah.
Oh no, that didn't catch up yet.
Oh, okay.
I can open that up though.
Well, no, that's fine. I mean, they can see, can't they? I mean, they'll better see. Because let's see, if
Wow,
we
you're
turn.
not in the left seat. No, I'm not. Scott's in the left seat today.
See, I can't hear you guys, so you're going to have to talk to Mike. So,
yeah,
sorry about
I
that.
have to read this. I don't hear them at all. They just
Oh,
type
okay. So you're
on
just
it.
reading the text. I
I'm
got
just going
you.
to kick this up a
Alright.
little bit, give him a little more.
All right, so we're just going through the planning right now. So that's set. So V1's set. So that's good. They're showing up on the PFD. All right, so I think we're good there. Legs. Let's do a quick check of the route. I'm sure it's fine. We'll go to plan. We're going to zoom in. So this is the radar 2. So that's going to be pretty simple step. So you guys can't really see the PDF. Okay, that's fine. And the black, we're gonna go to hit this. We're not online, so there's no reason to worry about that. All right, so, and then in it, so 28, it may work out okay. Oh, that looks really good. I think that would be, for those watching that want to see a little bit more, so you wouldn't really be too concerned with them seeing the PDF and the NG right now, because you would have it over the top, normally.
Yeah, if I was in X-Plane,
Yeah.
then yeah, all the glass screens that we have here would be behind the seats.
Okay.
Everybody. So yeah, they would have an up-close shot of that.
Okay, so we're good here. So we're going to go back to map. Now, I'm still not getting navs yet. Turn them off and redo them, or so you don't get any, you don't have a display.
Just popped on now. We'll see if they switch to a line. Okay, looks like they're going online now.
Okay. Maybe I turned them on too prematurely, or
Got to kick up the volume.
okay, that's good. All right, so you've got your, that should be fine. All right, so I think we're good on that. We got calculations done for takeoff. We'll close that. So at this point, I would just call them and look for what do you do for pushback? You do it through here?
I've never used pushback in MS2020.
Oh, well, look, this is pretty cool. You can do it through here. So if you go to pushback services, and then you select the tug. Well, we're going to have start first, but if you select the tug, then it's going to show up in the front, and then you can either go straight back, or you hit this, and you throw the nose to the right, which we'll do, and then when you're ready, hit start. But we're going
It's
to,
easy enough.
yeah, it's not too bad. So we're going to go.
better pushback, yeah. In
Right.
X-Plane, which runs
All right.
pretty cool. Once you set it up, you're done. You call for push and they do it.
All right, so we're set to go there. So we're going to go start.
Yeah, the flight illusion gauges don't work in here.
Okay, so it's
So you should get a low pressure indicator on here.
so what do you think you're going to have to do to get all your gauges working?
See, now that we have the low pressure,
Yeah.
and then just on, and that's it.
Oh, so it's good.
So,
It's
well, G-Steps shows that they're all connected, but they're not. So I got to figure out if there's something going on with 2020 that's stopping it, or
what's going on here?
no, they're still going.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep still for now, so let that finish doing. But I'll start the APU. And I know what it is. We'll just
Oh, you know what?
let's
we're
get
on,
rid.
We're not on ground power. We don't have.
Well, it's because I selected that, so I'm going to set the chocks. There we go. And then I can go back to here, return, ground services, request,
Yeah, let's put that.
and then
And then yeah.
once
then
it flashes up, then I should be able to go
that
ground.
Should, that should light up. Once that lights up, ground power, yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Now they're going to align.
Yeah. Okay. So you get a few little miscellaneous things to get dialed in with Microsoft, and then it should be gauges.
It's pretty much flight illusions, yeah. The gauges, and then the TechWorks gauges.
Battery.
Like the rudder trim gauge. But that's on the list for device interface manager. I think up next he's doing Arduino.
The Arduino?
And then
Yeah.
cockpits. And then I think HID is next.
All right. So this display is tied into...
X-Plane.
Okay.
Yeah. X-Plane, I'll get the coordinates up there. The keypad here isn't set up, and these two aren't set up. I just get the display.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's for the breaker panel. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you still get a... That's for that,
That's
and then
this is
you'll
for
get
the
a...
lights. And then this will give you the light down here.
Right.
Yeah. I
And
don't
this
have
is a
breaker
panel. Okay. Now, what about your radar? Does that work in X-Plane? Your weather radar?
Yeah, the weather radar works. There's no tilt or anything on there, but the weather radar does work.
Okay.
Now you see
so-
in here, I think. See, I have to use these buttons like this, bring them down to bring them up each digit, because in PMDG they have the newer TCAS. They have the dials on. It's not digital. So I have each one to bring them up and down. For each one of the digits to set what I want, and then the clear button.
So the
actually
first
does the
one,
test.
you do the first one, and then...
Yeah, 1 and 4 does the first digit up and down. 2 and 5.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Right, 3 and 6, and then 7 and 0 does the last digit.
All right, we'll leave it at 2,000. And then for the last
and then
digits...
7 and 0 brings it up and down.
Okay.
And then the clear button actually does your test.
All right, and TR. All right. Yeah, I'm real impressed with how robust everything feels. I mean, it does feel solid.
That's got to be worked out. That shouldn't come on.
All right, so that's going to go to 150. All right, so we're still... Now, the alignment is going in real-world time? So about 8 minutes, roughly, from where we are for alignment, IRS alignment? 7, 8 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't touch
Off.
2020, so if it's set up for real, yeah.
All right, we'll leave that
Then
on
it's gonna take
auto.
time to
We'll leave
align.
those on APU. So
Yeah, I don't know if 2020 has unconditioned air, so...
what am I hearing beeping?
Oh, that's
Okay.
my dehumidifier?
It might be full.
I think it is.
All right, we'll wait for that to get set up. We're good there. Galleon, norm. So those stay on. Smoking's on. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, there's a lot of moisture in the air. There's no question about that. All right, so that's good there. Let's go put this in. This may go to 24 instead of 28. We'll see how our climb is doing. 28. Just waiting for the IRS. All right, so I see we've got this. I'm going to go to Navigraph. You've got that. Import. Yep, Las Vegas to KLAX. Yeah, this is what I was missing at when I was in Italy, because they didn't have this showing up. So I was like, man, I don't know where I am. Okay, so the airport. All right. So how do you know if anybody's online? They're going to type something?
Oh, if anybody's online, I'll just see them typing.
Okay.
What do we have here? Oh, someone's on here. Oh, Soren kicked in. Hi, all.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, it's my two favorite airports. Oh, I guess he likes Vegas and LAX, so there you go.
Yeah.
And who's that? In Green? Good afternoon, boys.
Good afternoon.
Isn't that toys, yeah?
Yeah. I liked what your wife said about, these are his toys out here. Yeah, Lynn's biggest issue is she doesn't mind it. She just says, "Why does it have to be so expensive?" So that's just how it is.
Oh, the
All right,
IRS
so-
position. It's asking for IRS position.
Yeah,
Put it in
it's.
again?
Yeah, I can put it in again. I just was waiting for it to show that it was. Once this comes in, but we'll let's do that.
Yeah, the position's not in. That's why.
Okay, good. So that'll
There
lock
you
it in.
go. Instant. Yeah, we're
All right, we're
it's
good
up
now.
already.
Okay, so now we can. So we have APU power. So let's switch it over.
Yeah, the two in the middle. Yep.
All right, so now we can.
We got APU power here. Yep, we're good.
Yeah, all right, so let's go back here, and then what I'll do is go index. No, menu. We'll go FS actions, ground power. We're on brake, so we're going to release that. Okay, so now we got the chocks off. And that's good. Should be going through that a little bit more detail. That's good, so that's all right.
Hey, Niles, how's it going? Was it overmodulated?
Am I talking too loud, guys? Sorry about
No,
that.
he's talking about me. No,
Okay.
you have the good microphone. You have
No.
the telex.
So you don't use that one
I
that
have
often.
the $2 job, yeah. I have the cheap phone.
All right, so we've got that removed. So then I'm going to go to,
Let me go check my microphone.
sure,
Or is it off? Oh, no, it's on.
pushback. We're going to get a tug there, and we're going to 90 degrees, and we'll go ahead and we'll start. All right, so I'm going to go this. I definitely would say that there's a certain degree of how do you say it, robustness. Like the stuff from FSC is nice. Does it feel like it's quite as heavy duty as this? Not quite. You know, the pressing the gauges. You know, I mean the buttons. There's a real. Yeah, it's got a real heavy press to it. I really like the barrow settings. That's a real plus. Yeah. Now, will I hear the PMDG? He may have told me to release the parking brakes, but we'll see. So that's good. That's good there. Okay, so it doesn't. All right, so we got the tug. I said start, so he should be. Usually they say release the parking brake, and they'll start pushing us back. Otherwise, how do you normally move yourself back in? Okay, wait a minute. Oh.
That's what not all that pretty, but.
Okay. Here, we've been cleared for pushback and start. All right, so we'll start number 2. I'll release the parking brake. So I mean Kilo MC. Wait, I don't know. All right. All right. So we got APU. Those are on. That's okay. Oh, let's take these off. There we go. Now we're turning. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, looking for 2021. There we go. Introduce fuel. We're good. There we go. Spooling up.
I ran this the other day because I wanted to make sure everything was running. I did a flight for Golden Dawn, securing on the back end, and I couldn't get those to light yesterday. I came in here today to make sure that they were working. So like it was one time.
And I don't know why it's procedure. Southwest usually starts with the hydraulics. A's off, B's on. It's just it's a personal procedure. Start number 1.
Yeah, it depends on the company because the one that I use, we start the number 2 engine, and then we go on to number 2 gen, make sure we have power, then we're going to close the isolation valve, bring the right pack open, and then we start. So it must be airline specific.
Yeah, and I've always done it with the way I've got mine set up, because I don't have all these yet, is I've just got one switch on a throttle that, you know, I'll trip a toggle like this and it puts everything in the right position, so it kind of cheats. All right, so number 1 spooling up.
Run a quick flight. I'll come in here, set up all my buttons fast, and then tell them this 2020 just load up.
All right, let's try this one more time. Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. Whip it. Yeah. Well, usually he'll say park, release the parking brake. And then usually it'll start moving, but I'm not seeing it. Unless somehow or another it's in on a different screen and we're not seeing it, but we should see it. Yeah, well, we can do it the old-fashioned way.
You can actually just crank them up and then just back out.
Yeah. All right, so we're, so you got 2 of these, huh?
Oh, wait. Oh, one of them is from here. That's one.
Yeah, here.
So the packs are off. Any collision lights.
Yeah, yeah, you can put that on. Hydraulics on, probes on. Yaw damper. Okay, good. That's out. All right, so we're looking good. Window heat, probe heats. Everything looks good. No lights on. We can do taxi lights. This I will go to steady once we're running. I don't know, because I was doing.
Well, this I don't put the strobes on until I'm going to hit the runway.
Oh, okay.
This stays on until position light steady.
Okay.
Any collision light on.
Okay. All right.
Once we're going to enter a runway, and we'll pass through one, then you'll be able to
So this is.
nice on the ground, you know. Oh!
All right. So.
See how she's a little lazy? And then you'll feel the difference once we hit the end.
Okay. Well, cool.
When you pull
All right.
back on the yoke, you're really going to have to pull back when you slow down. Yeah, that I don't usually want to. There's no chocks are in position, right?
No, I took them out. Let's see. If we go here and we go to ground, removed. The chocks are removed. It's trying. It's barely moving. You know, sometimes some of these airports are a little. Do you have crash damage on? Oh well, that's good if you don't, because we can just go straight through this thing and turn. No, you think that could be? Yeah, see, there's the pushback tug, but. Yeah.
She should back out.
Let's see. Well, there's a couple of airports that have a little, I mean, they're kind of sticky. So let's try this. What if we just go. Yeah, now we're moving. We'll just move the old-fashioned way. As long as we're not on damage control, it won't matter if we run into the.
No, I think that's actually turning.
Yeah, I do it too.
Why? You know why? See that? You see the flickers in the front screen?
No.
See that little flicker?
Oh, that.
See that flickering?
Uh huh.
Because I'm on the main screen.
Yeah, I think most of this is probably just from the airport. I don't think it's you. Once I get out of this, there, because some of the airports they do that where they're like they're almost stuck in a. And I've got this little app that you can use that gets you out of it. You can just like move the airplane. It's like slewing, and I don't know how to slew with without it. Let's get over here. It's moving ever so slowly. I don't think it's your sim. I think it's the airport. Yeah. Come on, baby, you can do it. What'd you do? What did you reset the? Maybe a. I'll be darned. All right, so ticket. I was thinking of KMCI because. All right, so we're coming up on spot 14.
Oh, nice to see.
Okay. All right, so this is Charlie. All right. So you can lower the seat a little bit too. That's cool.
Yeah, I think you're taller than I am, so.
All right, so the alignment of your screens, as far as where you are, like it feels like I'm going straight. You know, I'm following that line, but it kind of feels like the airplane is doing this.
A little sideways.
Like it's going down this way.
It could be.
Okay. Well, does it mess you up when you're landing? I mean, do you notice anything when you're landing?
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
See, here on my side, it looks a little skewed.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Which way is?
Because it should be set up for the center.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, because I have the view right in the center post.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be the monitors too.
Okay, so that's good.
Set up sideways.
All right, so we're going to go continuous for takeoff. And your clocks, you don't set the clocks right now, so.
Well, what I'll do is when I leave the gate, I'll get my clock going, and then when I leave the runway, I'll get that clock going. So I can keep track of gate to gate and then runway to runway.
250.
So it's amazing. I run an extra 4K screen in the front, and it gives me smoother performance than running 3 screens. I think it's something with their front menu that does it.
There's too much going on maybe with their front menu.
It's weird because as soon as I get rid of that menu and bring up an extra 4K screen, it's gone.
That is weird.
And you would think that the extra demand of bringing up another monitor
Would be, yeah.
worse.
And it doesn't seem to bother whatsoever. All right, so that's going to be 150.
That's why the amount
That's
of
good.
info that they're able to squeeze out of this thing, running 7 monitors, and we're still this smooth, is amazing.
All right, so that's good. All right, so the other thing is,
Oh, I reset that. That means he's went out again.
yeah, well, I was resetting the MCP, so that's all good there. We're here. Init rep, so that's good. 33144. Okay, so they're good. Legs. So you have lights here? Yes?
Yep, down there on the bottom.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
where it says map?
Yep, okay, good.
And then that's, yeah.
Good. Perfect. Is this the same one we've been using? Yeah, I think so, huh?
It should be. That's,
Yeah, that's the one I
and then
pulled out
that's-
from down there.
Yeah, because I think this one is. Oh, turn, Louis.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
PP test waiting for you on the other side.
All right, so Las Vegas traffic, Southwest 2855, runway 26 right, ready for departure. Thank you. All right, so we're going to on the radar. All right.
She seems to die pretty quick too. The PMDG over the Zibomod on the turns. She seems to lose a lot of ground. I think. The
Well,
tires are ripping too much.
It's heavy. I don't know if I've noticed it too much as far as it. At some of the airports, like if you get up to the gate, and boy, if you're not moving into the gate, it's like you hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got gear on, we're good. Clock set, we're good to go. And we leave that off. RTO is set. Looks good. So what's holding you up on? You said you're waiting for the throttle to get the one from Flightdeck Solutions. Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually saving up for that motorized throttle pod. I had about 13 grand saved, all ready to go, and then my cat got sick. $13,000 bill later. Wiped out the entire fund.
Wow.
So now I start all over again.
All right. So now we're looking.
We're
It's
looking down on it.
it does feel like we're looking down. Okay, B1.
Yeah, see, she needs a lot of back pull on the way up, and then she'll mellow out. She'll get a little too heavy.
All right. So we're good there. Gear up. Positive rate. 190 flaps 1. I should let you do some of this too, huh? We're so used to flying ourselves that.
Absolutely. You know, I'm so used to being in here by myself. It's like,
Hey, I'm gonna watch somebody else do this for a change.
yeah, it's automatic.
All right, so we're on the radar, so we're doing pretty well on this. So let speed kick up. So we're up. So this trim does work. I just don't see anything here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's all done by feel for the most part.
Okay.
That's why Air Manager would be great if it actually came to 2024.
Thank you. All right,
It would allow
220.
and everything else to be able to post.
All right, not worried about ruddy. All right, so we're on that. That's good.
He should be lit up. What is that?
Yeah, I just don't want to break 250. That's okay. I'm on the gauges. Yep. So what was that? Just
It's because the lights, the log lights aren't set up just yet. Device interface manager should be out come the next update. And then once that, then I won't have to go through So that's the only thing. It's the two CDUs, the ethers panels, and the MCP.
Right.
The backlighting. So next update, that'll be fixed.
Well, your videos were pretty good. I mean, you're working well with. So now I'll take over. Are working well with all the stuff that, and I was trying to critique it in the context of. Excuse me. If I didn't know anything about Device Interface Manager, is there enough information when you first started, describing it, for me to pick up on that and figure out what is he doing? What do I need to do to get something similar,
I put together,
set up?
45 videos.
Wow.
I take you step by step through each panel.
Yeah. So like from complete idiot to it working. Yeah. Well, that's really how you have to do it.
Because I'm forgetting stuff.
I remember you made that comment. It's like, that's a pretty good way to do it.
That's the reason why I made these videos, going step by step. So 6 months or a year from now, if I have to redo this for some reason.
Well, I know Pat was saying whenever he took his apart, he did all his videos because he goes, I have to go back and watch those and figure out, okay, how do I assemble all this stuff again? So, all right, 9,000, 250 on the heading, on the airspeed. And looking good on the departure, so that's fine.
Right on the money.
$10,000, lights off. All right, so, yep, those are off. Thank you. That was good.
Let them know they can run around.
Yep.
It's already down, and then basically we would be monitoring the gauges, but the flight losing gauges aren't.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know about the only thing you're missing is flying on VATSIM, and you don't really enjoy doing that, huh?
Well, I do. I just get mixed up a lot now, so I don't want to screw it up for anybody else. I go online. I have my own idea.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and for me, as much as I do it, it's still intimidating to a degree, and the reason I do it is to force me to be on my game, so to speak, to get through the procedures, make sure, because flying single pilot is not easy.
Nope. Not doing it in this either.
Well, no, I mean,
It's a two-man job.
if you're really going through the procedures and going through it the way you're supposed to, it's not an easy process. Okay, so we're climbing out so that we did the checklist, so pressurization looks good. We'll assume that's all great. APU's off. APU is off, so that's good. All right.
Yeah, next up is 18,000, just slow, standard pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we looking at here? Let's see. We've got 76 miles to top of climb and 204 miles to LAX.
Yeah, now what I will sometimes do, depending on the winds, so we're not picking up any wind information right now.
I'm surprised. Well, you know what? MS2020. I have it set for real weather. Every time I turn it on, real weather's off.
So you don't get any winds aloft here?
Yep. That's why.
Let's see.
It's got to be doing it again.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. I'm going to request it just to see if it doesn't pull it. Well, that's going to pull it from the weather. Yeah, just go. You don't have. Oh, yeah, I do have it up. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I come into here,
Yeah, live weather's on. Okay.
and yet it keeps turning it off. I have no idea why.
Now you had photogrammetry and all that off. Is there?
Because it actually gets rid of 80% of my textures on the ground. I have no idea why.
When you turn it off or turn it on? Because it is off right now.
It's off right now, yeah. Because if I turn it on,
Yeah.
I'll get buildings that are half melted, look like they were hit.
Oh,
with a
okay.
bomb.
Interesting.
And then out in the distance, 80% of what's out there just disappears. And I check my internet connection. I'm almost pegged at like almost 10, both in and out, and my ping time is like 0.17. It's not on my end. I just can't figure out what's
I'm gonna have to try that, turn that off, and see if taking photogrammetry off doesn't help. All right, so I don't know if that's going to do anything. 242 at 22 is what I loaded.
Okay, sorry, back to Southwest 1307.
Ready for uplink.
18,000, then we're just going on standard pressure.
Yeah.
I think we're on 2992 already, right? Yeah.
Yeah, what are you showing wheels up this time for us this morning?
Yeah, that one freezes up. It doesn't work right.
Well, I know on the one on
but
this,
it's the flight illusion
yeah,
game, so
had to hold it to get it to. Okay, so data. Okay, so you've not set up your flight plan information from SimBrief to download to the PMDG directory. You know where it goes?
nope.
Okay, well I could show you if you're interested, and then that way you would. That way you don't even have to. When you do your flight plan, all the wind information, all that data gets done in the flight plan, so you can actually request a flight plan from here and it puts it in. Boom.
Yeah, that's what I do with X-Plane, but I didn't set this up because I've been working on DIM.
Oh, okay.
That's been the main thing is DIM and then the flight illusion gauges. Yeah, but it's on the list. No
Okay.
doubt about it. It's on the list.
Well, I didn't know if you knew where the file information was. If you didn't, because I did it through SimBrief. So the other light, the other chart light that's here. There's a chart light.
Oh, that one I don't think does anything.
Oh, okay. So this is for the map light. Okay. And your oxygen mask.
Yeah, no mask. It's just a push button for the test. It just gives you the sound.
Yeah, these guys, for whatever reason, were redoing this whole side panel, and they were making the box because they actually had a couple of real boxes there with the mask in them. It's like, whoa, who would
Well, I
want?
know Flightdeck Solutions now has another piece that has the tube coming up over it.
Well,
a
it's
little better than this one.
the actual box splits open because the mask sits inside of there, and then you close the two sides around it. And they were going through all that trouble. It's like. And there's actually a metal box inserted. It's like, well, I don't really need that. But they've got a client that wanted that, so it's like, okay, if you do, it's up to them. All right, so we're coming up on the Shatner already, coming up on the Angel arrival, which is why I like this. So that's the Shatner transition. Top of climb, I don't know what smash is. Let's see. 28's probably a little too high. Because let's see, we're top of drop. Yeah, see, the top of drop is just a little bit past that at 24,000, above 24,000. So 28's about as high as you'd ever want to go on this, but it's a quick little route.
Yeah.
All right, so arrivals, we're going to do Las Vegas. We're going to go 26 right approach. No, 24 right, sorry. 24 right approach.
78 miles to go now.
Yeah.
33 miles top of climb. So we're not going to be up there.
Right. Yeah, 24 right. So what's nice about this is the Southwest terminals are right there at this first terminal.
In the corner there, yeah.
And so coming in on 24 right, and then you can exit basically at Victor, and then take Echo all the way down. Boom, you're in the terminal.
Yeah.
So it makes it, especially for LAX, because the downside is if they get you landing on 25 right or 25, well, it takes forever. It's like I hate flying into Atlanta because it takes forever to get to the terminal.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes the club does that, and so we do it. But bug up.
Yeah, see, now the winds are in.
Yeah. And that's what I put in there for winds aloft per SimBrief.
SimBrief would be, yeah, there you go.
On the OFP, yeah, they were 246 at 22, so it's pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to do, since I've got, this is my procedure, right or wrong, it may emulate some of what you do. You can't hear me other than, you can't hear me through this.
I can hear, yeah, not through the microphone,
Okay.
no.
All right, so ILS, so fairly close. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my descent, and I'm going to just request a forecast and load it just for. And the ILS for this is 108.5, 251 on the course. Yeah, go ahead and get down. Thanks, sir. And we need nav is going to be 108.5.
What's the altitude? The altitude's practically nothing at
It's like 50 feet. Okay, nav. .5.
Data link's invalid. It's not set up. I have to put that in manually with the.
All right, so 108.5. 108.5. We're 1 and 2. We'll transfer that. All right, so we got 1 and 2 set, and we got core set at 251. So normally, so does this work?
No, the push buttons don't work. They just turn on and off. That's it.
Okay. And then for nav, if you want to ident the frequency, will that work?
That'll work.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll put that on just so I can. Yeah, because I was curious, like when I was talking to.
Same thing with the marker. Also, that'll work. The VHF radios will work. The HF radios, the flight service PA, none of that works. The V8, the nav, and the ADF work. The speaker doesn't do anything. But this doesn't work in the back.
Okay, so we're going to talk about some of that because I'm kind of curious. PA, I'm getting them set up to where using TeamSpeak, the little app TeamSpeak. So Lynn will be able to run the TeamSpeak app on her phone,
right,
and call me. And when she hits that, and we'll set up so it's basically calling a flight deck. And so if she's in her office, she'll hit that, and it'll come through the PA just like the flight attendants are calling you. So I would just hit the flight whatever on mine because you push it, and I'd go, hello.
Nice.
Yeah, so that way she can
put a phone back here.
Well, I thought about that.
Even better.
Terry has a phone on his bus that he can do that because it has a phone. But I kind of like the idea that, well, if the flight attendants were to call you, how would they communicate with you? So I talked to Carlos about it, and he said, yeah, he could set that up. So,
nice.
All right. So
it's not going to connect to grab the winch.
Okay.
You have to put them in from the low.
All right, no worries. So I'm going to go back to my approach information. So like 30 degrees of flaps, put those in. And it's got the ILS frequency and that here, so that's all covered. So we're set for the ILS. We just look for localizer glide slope intercept. We've got ref data here. And because this is probably a Cat 3, not this particular one, but decision height is 322. So we're on Barrow. That's going to be 322. So I'm just going to set this 322 in case we got a ceiling. 332. And I don't know what the barrows are going to be.
Now, can you grab weather from here, like you do?
You should be able to. I know you can with ProSim, but I don't know if I've never tried it with PMDG actually. No, I don't think the data link and all that works with Microsoft.
Yeah.
It's pretty comprehensive though. If it's very similar to what Bulford shows in his manual. All right, so Barrow is set. But what I'll do here is just go to windy, and no, I don't want the app. Search KLAX. Los Angeles International. All right, so the winds are reporting at 180 at 5, so that's still good. Altimeter is 299.3, so we're good there. This will set. I mean, normally, do you set the alternate after you already transition? I forget how that one works.
No, that one actually the flight rules and gauge won't let you touch it once you get up there.
Okay.
So.
All right, so we're set there. Just looking for top and drop. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I don't really think there's much of a. So on the Angel 4 arrival, the first restriction really is 240, and then above 24 at Lehman. Gleason is above 24. Angel is above 19, and then above 14. So initially, depending on if ATSIM's on board, I'll probably just set it to 14 until I start my descent, and then I'll fine-tune it into the actual arrival, which is going to be probably 22 I would set, which is the initial approach fix at Kobe. Now, do you do much with level change? Or do you just stay on?
Unless I request it on my own for some reason. Not really. I actually use that more when I'm testing. Like I'm working on night lighting and X-Plane, stuff like that. I just don't want to pay attention to anything in here. I'm looking out the window.
Yeah. All right, so. Yeah, so this is a short little flight. It's not too much, and especially if you're streaming something and you just wanted to do like an hour-long flight, hour-and-a-half long flight, it'd probably work out great. But this is real good discipline. Oh, I noticed the fuel. That's interesting. Fuel's a lot more than what we may not have redone that. Let's see. Fuel, I'm going to change that to, if it's 12, let's put about 9,500. We're going to be way heavy.
Oh, you can do that on the fly. That's pretty good.
Well, you can if you're doing flying online with like flight, without Southwest, because that would ding you. But their ACARs would bust you for changing your fuel en route. But it was like 12,000 pounds.
Ride itself?
For the ride, yeah, that was what the burn was. Yeah, block fuel was 12,252. And I think when we reset it, that's what changed it. The burn is 44, so probably 7, 8 when we get in. Reserve was 3.5, so.
We should have 9.5 when we get in. Right now,
yeah, that's going to be high. That's at top of drop, I think. So let's see.
Oh, that's top of descent. Yeah, 8.5
yeah.
when we get in.
So what was he telling me that I thought you could see, because in progress page you can see along, so 8.5 at LAX at each waypoint. That's probably still heavy.
What do they have us coming in at landing speed? 144 knots at 30 flaps.
Yeah. Let me see what this says. So has Dawn always been supportive of this for you?
Well, once she realized she didn't have a choice, yeah. No, but she knew when we were moving. She was that frequency.
All right, so that's.
I told her when we were in New York. I said, "Listen, the garage is mine. My simulator."
But you were into this when you were in New York?
Not to this extent, but oh yeah, I've been flying flight simulators since 1985.
Yeah, me. You and me both.
So I still have all the books, the 5 1/4-inch diskettes.
Oh, really?
Everything. Oh, yeah, I've got a whole stack of that stuff. All the boxes in Tupperware containers. Yeah.
Did you have ATP, Air Transport Pilot from Air Logistics? Or not Air? Who was that?
It's in there.
Yeah, I had all of those discs and all that. I finally got rid of all of that because it just got to where it's kind of silly to.
You used to get real books.
Yeah.
With stuff.
You had maps and all that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, but Navigraph makes it so much nicer now.
Yeah.
All right, so we're almost at top of drop, so that's good.
Let's get them back in instance.
I think I'm going to change this some more. That's probably too heavy. Let's do 7.
That was my box.
All right, guys, if y'all are listening to Mike and me, I I'm just visiting in from out of town, and Mike offered to have me come over. My wife and I stop in. We're heading down south, so just come in and visit his sim. I've got one on order from Flight Simulation Center out of Italy, and was just there last week, in fact, doing some factory acceptance testing with them, and it's very nice. It's very realistic. So pretty excited about that. But yeah, Mike and his wife have been real nice to invite myself and my wife over to visit with them and check out his setup. So this is really nice. A lot of fun. All right, so we've started our descent into LAX. We're at the Sally waypoint on the Angel 4 arrival for 24 right into Los Angeles. Are you recording this as well?
No, it records from YouTube.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was just telling the guys while you were gone a little bit that I had ordered a system, and that you and your wife were nice enough to invite my wife and me over to check out your setup. Look at that. My Lord.
Throw back there, everybody.
Yeah, these are 5 1/4. If anybody wants to know what those are.
Yeah, right. Someone like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Here we go. Microsoft Flight Simulator. What number is that? I don't think
Yeah, I don't even remember what that was like having to install that stuff, you know.
1988. 5 1/4 inch.
Yeah, the problem would be finding something you could actually install those on.
Exactly.
This is like almost like microfiche.
There you go.
Yep, air
Like
transport by
Simon
Sublogic. That's what I
Yep.
was thinking of. Yeah, Bruce Artwick.
Bruce Artwick. Yep, he's
But
the man.
that was so cool because that was the beginning of what it was like when you had to, you had procedures and you had goals and objectives.
Traycon was another one.
Yeah, I
Air
don't
traffic
remember
control.
that one
You
vaguely.
played an air traffic controller.
Yeah.
Basically. Traycon 2.
Wow.
Tons of stuff in here. Gunship 2000.
I do remember Gunship.
What else is in here? Oh, railroad type.
Somebody had posted a video on YouTube the other day that had like the original Sublogic in when it first turned to RGB screens, and you could actually see the stuff moving. It was so pixelated, it was funny.
Oh, where's my?
All right, so let's see where we are on the Angel. Yeah, those are classics. All right, so we're coming in again on the Angel 4. We're at Gleason, waypoint Gleason, and descending out of flight level 240 down to cross Angel at above flight level 190. So it looks like you got a little action on there.
Everybody. My first flight simulator.
Huh?
Microsoft for the Tandy 1000 computer.
Oh my goodness.
1983, I think it was. 1985. This is back when it used to come with some pull-out maps.
Oh, I
Some
know.
stuff that you used to pull out. But that's what we were working with back then.
Yep, that's
Four
cool.
colors. Monochrome screen, or no, not monochrome.
I played it when I only had a green screen.
Yeah, the monochrome ones. Yep.
Yep.
That's when I started with a 386.
Okay.
Oh no, an 8088. What am I talking about?
All right, so unable to cross Circus at 270. So let's take a look at legs. So 270 at Circus. Let's go 244 slash, and let's cross Circus at 244. That'll work. Yeah, well, we're looking good.
All right, we got 80 miles to go.
Yeah, it's these are nice little flights if you want to, especially if you're doing like some experiments. Leave Vegas. The Vegas airports are really nice. There's really good scenery in them. The Los Angeles Basin, I've got that too. You come in over, I don't know if it's the new, the LA, who's the football team in LA now? Sorry, I don't know that. I'm not huge on the sports, but there's a big arena that you come in, like a Coliseum type event. When you're flying in over LA, we might see some of it. I don't know what your scenery is looking like. But that and the Long Beach arrival, or to Long Beach Airport is a good one. The Santa Ana approach is good. All right, so let's do.
Porpoising going on there.
Now speed, do we not get, there we go. Let's see, okay, so I can do some speed intervention. We'll just slow that down a little bit. Speed's okay, we're doing fine now. I'm just gonna, so I don't have to speed break it.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing pretty good on the RMP and the ANP. It's not running away from us, which is good.
Yeah, the speed's holding at 250 and below, so.
Well, which is good. I'm just doing this so that way I hope I don't have to speed break it. So where are you getting your audio? Where's it coming from? You've got
underneath the deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I have surround sound underneath the deck. I've got two speakers back here, 2 speakers in the front, underneath the deck, and then I have the subwoofer in the front, in the center, along with the center channel.
And you can adjust your pedals here?
Oh yeah, yeah, you can dial those out and in, yeah.
I mean, they feel pretty good for me.
And these I track down to a 737-100 with the serial numbers that were on them.
So you didn't get these with the sim?
Oh no, the seats I'm talking about.
Oh.
The seats, I ran the serial number to find out where they came out of. And they came out of the graveyard out in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
So I grabbed a picture of the plane while it was still in use.
All right, so I'm curious.
Oh, Eric, you can't hear me? Really? Have to turn it up more, maybe? I'm using a $2 mic on this side. I don't have the expensive mic on. So this is just a simple USB thing. So, is it too low, or is it overmodulated, or you just don't hear me at all? Well, if you don't hear me at all, you won't be able to answer.
Yeah. Ding, there's a good one.
Low pressure.
Okay, so that's good.
It says it can't. You see it, turn it up.
Continuous for on approach. So we're going to go to a continuous on our engines since we're coming in on arrival. Temperatures +7. We're not really going through any clouds, so that's not an issue.
Well, that's full blast. Can't go any more than that. I don't think it'll go any higher than that. I think that's as high as it goes. And that is on. Yeah, this is just a cheap old microphone that I threw up here. Because I'm not in the left seat all that much. I mean the right seat all that much. It's only when I have friends over.
Alright. So, you've never had any issue with any of your displays?
Well, I've swapped this one out. And matter of fact, I got to take this one out. I got to flip it. It's in backwards. You having a hard time seeing the numbers on your side? They look great on my side.
Yeah, it's a little, I got to come this way to...
Yeah, I got to flip that monitor around because you see it's actually not pulled in all the way tight.
Oh, is that what it is?
Gap in there
Okay.
as well, yep.
All right, so we're coming in over the San Gabriel Mountains now.
Mountains look pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, see a little bit of porpoising going on there. The solar slide. A little bit of, not much, but a little bit.
Yeah, so this is good because I was thinking about how far away to put the screens because I've got 383s. Is that right? 385s. But they're not that much bigger, really.
Yeah.
And how far back they're going to come.
Well, this one, when I'm in my flying position, that monitor is exactly 5 feet from the tip of my nose when I'm sitting in here ready to fly. That's how I set this one up. And it seems pretty good.
Yeah, I've got to try that. Adding that third screen and putting the one. The only issue is making adjustments while you're flying. So I was thinking of doing my. I've got a Stream Deck XL.
Okay, yeah.
And setting that up down here, like where you have that iPad.
Right.
Setting it right here where I could do things like to pull up the screen to make changes.
Yeah.
Bring up GSX menu for doing GSX, that kind of thing. So I'm thinking about that maybe. But it's kind of hard until I get it all set up, what I can do and what I can't do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can do a lot more in X-Plane than I can in 2020, unfortunately.
All right, so let's see. We're below 18. So bleed air panel is set. We've got that done. Pressurization, yeah, we're at 50 for that. That's good. Auto brake set to 3. Altimeters are set. Recall. Landing refs, I've got that in place. 30 degrees for flaps, 149 for V1. Let's see, landing data refs, external lights. We're coming up on 10,000, so we'll set those. Engine switches on continuous. Flaps will set as appropriate.
And EFA's, I'm on terrain already.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clouds look so much better in 2020.
Really?
Compared to X-Plane. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we get done with this ride. You want to take a look at X-Plane?
Yeah, sure. Well, it'd be interesting to see a contrast in the setup because I know
You see,
you're.
it's fairly easy for me to switch over to. We'll see.
All right, so we're going to go over to the ILS and look at that. So we're coming in at Circus. And then we'll come right over the Ontario airport.
Yeah, I don't know.
Station. They're still saying they can't hear you
They're
well?
saying they can't hear me, but if I look at the OBS, it's showing that there's audio going through. And it's all the way up. I can't.
2850, so we're at 22, that's good. We're on.
I checked everything except this microphone. It's the only thing I didn't check. I figured that. It's a mic. How could it not work, right?
Yeah.
It's plugged in.
All right, 10,700. We'll go ahead and put our lights on. Look at our speed for 10,000. 250 or less, we should be fine.
And what are we looking at here? We are just about 40 miles out now.
We're going to go ahead and put that on. Break that discontinuity. Don't need to worry about it. And that's Mercy. And that's going to be above 4,000, so we should be fine. All right, speed looks good. We're on path.
I'll tell you, considering there's 7 screens running and they got that type of clouds out there, she's running pretty smooth.
Well, I think a lot of this is just the air. I mean, I wouldn't say there's any porpoising going on, but you would know better than I.
No, not now. Yeah, now we're just getting whipped around a little bit from that crosswind.
Man, we were coming into Gulfport from Houston on that little, I don't know, it was a little RJ 145.
Yeah.
That guy was screaming in.
Yeah, you get beat up in those things. Especially down here over land, and the heat just coming off the ground just bounces back up.
Well, especially below
Throws those
5.
little putts around.
Below 5,000, it's really
Yeah.
noticeable. All right. All right, so landing checklist. So you really just have a final approach one there. We'll let the flight attendants know, smoke
somebody else says
detectors.
he can hear both of us good, so.
Well, great.
Thanks, Tupac. Yeah, that's as loud as I can go with this microphone, unfortunately. But
And if I'm over modulating, sorry.
you should be good, though. That microphone is the KLAX, so it's noise canceling, so that one should be pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what KLAX they got for me. 88 or something? We've got it set up to plug in.
Found that on eBay. I got lucky.
All right, speed brake armed. Temperature is plus 28, so we don't need any ice, anti-ice. We're fine there. Recommended speed at Mercer. At Mercy is 217, so we'll see. Should be fine. Now the other thing I usually do is I'll go to fix and do KLAX as a fix, and then I know I'm 251, so I'll go 251 radial and then do 15 or whatever. Then 251 at 50. And then now it's giving me more of a visual reference of where I am, and that's showing at Mercy at 4,000, and Mercy is on this, no, yeah, Mercy is 7.9, yeah, so it's pretty close.
Yeah, I'll also go into the second page. I'll go into the fixed page too. Well, I don't know if PMDG does it.
Yeah, you should. You can set up to 6 pages on the
And
fix.
then what I'll do is I'll come into the last waypoint, and then I'll just put in the outbound heading, just so I have a visual reference. Out that green dotted line showing me the outbound heading on the last waypoint.
Yeah, and you can also set your fix point for your missed approach if you want to, just to have something showing up here, even though it should be up there already, which it is, that blue one. But if ATC tells you they want you to, you know, hold at a spot that's not actually normal, ooh, busting my speed range here. All right, let's slow down. Yeah, that's neat, the glide path.
Yeah, we just got that not that long ago, I think, in CHSI for the glass screens. Pat uses it all the time. He loves flying that, and the single queue. I don't like the single queue.
Single queue.
The single queue on the primary flight display. You know, instead of having the dual crosshairs.
Oh. Yeah, I like the regular. I don't like the one that, I like the regular crosshairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 4,000. We got 22, so we're set on the altitude.
Oh, you're saving to buy an Airbus. Nice.
Uh-oh, we lost something here.
Oh, you're not on intercept.
Nope. So we're gonna go heading select. Yeah, just noticed that going. Where are you going, dude? And you get that
Yeah,
separate
once it gets
30.
on the intercept heading, then you'll be able to use the LNAV.
Yeah, we're talking about crosshairs. I'm looking at that going, wait a minute, why did I lose my lateral navigation here? Okay, so we're looking good there. Alright, so we'll go to approach mode. Let's put 5 degrees of flaps in. We're gonna end up having
look at the layer.
Yeah, we're way off center here.
Yeah. Let's slow down a little bit there. Give me the gear, slow down a little bit. Come back up.
No, let's go.
Hit that a second time. That'll slow us down.
You got gear down.
Yep. Yeah, that'll slow you down.
I know this is totally unorthodox, guys, but we're gonna see if we can't put it down.
Oh, I do it all the time when I screw up, especially when the wife is like, "It's time for dinner." I'll put it down no matter what. The speed's coming down now.
Yeah. Tear the wings off of this thing. Yeah, getting carried away here, asking questions and talking instead of paying attention.
Yep. Oh yeah, I do that often. I'll sit here and start talking on YouTube, and all of a sudden I'm behind the aircraft.
Way behind. All right.
All right, yeah, you're getting in there now.
Okay, that's good.
Now you're looking. And what were we holding at? Holding at deuce. See how that yoke gets a little lazy on the elevator.
All right, let's get back on the gauges here.
Something is clicking. Oh, I don't hear it on this end. I don't hear it on this end, Niles.
They're gonna go, who's that rookie flying with you? Okay.
There you go. Now you're in the groove.
I know how to fly. I just need to fly. Need to do it right. All right, come on. That was probably the one thing that was most noticeable to me, was flying with the yoke. You know, when you're in the real cockpit and you're trying to do it after having flown with, you know, kind of a simple cockpit.
Yep.
It's a totally different experience.
I'll tell you, these yokes get heavy after a while. Those are real steel pipes.
Yeah.
Right? You can feel that after a while. You get tired. You lose your autopilot and you got to fly for a while, and your trim's out of whack. Yeah, you'll feel it.
Yeah, I do feel like we're sliding in from a visual standpoint.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how to fix that, except
It might have to be a monitor move.
Yeah. There's supposed to be, Carlo and I talked about that, there's supposed to be a setting in ProSim I know that you can change, but boy, it's almost easier to fly the needles than to fly the visual. Okay. Easy does it. Man. There we go.
I'm going to be able to peek in their windows.
Man, I'm all over the place, Michael. Oh, jeez. That was horrible. I do feel like I'm sitting up a little higher than I probably should.
Yeah.
But I was trying to get the angle down the glare shield. Okay. That was horrible. I do like that seat adjustment though.
Oh yeah, these seats are probably the best seats in the house with all the adjustments for the lumbar and everything else.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in Flightdeck that they didn't have the settings that I was hoping they would. I mean, as nice as all of this is, their seats are really. They don't have the lumbar adjustment. They don't have hardly anything. They don't have any adjustments at all.
Oh really?
Yeah, and the only thing that's really nice that they have is the elevation is powered. It's got a motor in it. You just hit a little toggle and it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. But all right, so we're in. That's good. So I would normally just swing back around to. Yeah, it'll be interesting in comparison to see how X-Plane.
Oh, where do you see the feel of X-Plane? It's so superior. And I've spent way more time trying to set this up in N2020 than an X-Plane. X-Plane is set up default, right from the Zibomod
Really?
itself. Yep. He has all the settings done already. All you do is calibrate your stuff and you're done.
How many years you served on the force?
Well, I did 10 years with law enforcement and 5 years before that with the New York City Fire Department and ambulance. So I had 15 years in the retirement system before I got sick. 5 years to go.
And was that because of 9/11?
Yeah. Yeah, I lost a kidney in 2007, lost a thyroid in 2008. Then they found a brain lesion in my breathing, and I think the final straw was I had a. It's funny. We're getting ready to do roll call with all the officers, and I'm there with the lieutenant, and we're running the night shift, and the lieutenant's looking at me. He's like, "Your face is getting red, man." I'm like, "You know what? It feels warm." And he's like, "Wow, look at your arms." My arms were I was just breaking out. It was just rolling right down my entire body, from my head down to my feet. They threw me into a sector car, lights and sirens.
What, just like getting flushed?
Yeah, it was some type of rash. They
Wow.
gave me Benadryl, put me on some treatments, breathing treatments. Gave me an EpiPen, says you need to carry this forever. 2-3 months go by, nothing. All of a sudden, boom, another attack. Back to the after the third time, the department doctor says, "Now you're done." He says, "Look, we don't know what this is. We don't know when it's going to happen again."
Yeah, and you can't be out on patrol. And
you're out.
Yeah.
You're done. And then when I started with the oxygen, they were like, "Well, that was really." They don't
So
have
you
light
got
duty,
disability
so-
retirement from
Yeah.
wow. And you're young.
Yeah, I was done. Let's see. I think I was done when I was 39.
And you've been here how long? You and Dawn have been here?
We're here 12 years now, and I was 2 years out before we even left New York. Because back then I was looking at what was going on with Obama and all the spending and everything.
Yeah.
So I told Dawn, I says, "Listen, we can go to Florida right now." I says, "But the house that we're looking at right now is 365, 385. I said, "Listen, within a couple of years, the way they're spending," I said, "we're going to save $100 grand at least." So she was like, "All right, we'll wait." 2012, we got this house for $249,900.
Wow.
So we saved 115 grand by waiting 2 years.
Now, what caused that? You said that the year y'all moved, you said the way they were spending. What caused the price to go down?
Well, it started with who was in before Obama?
Well,
Bush.
Clinton, Bush.
Bush.
Yeah.
So the housing market started taking a dump. I mean, it wasn't really collapsing, but it was, it was starting to take a little bit of a dive. And then when Obama came out with, went to the banks and said, "Listen, you're discriminating against these people. You got to give them mortgages." Then they started giving out mortgages to people that were kind of like borderline qualified.
Yeah.
And then once Obamacare came out, people started losing their jobs full-time. People were being forced to part-time because they didn't want to pay for their Obamacare. Couldn't afford the houses. People started foreclosing on their mortgages, and that finished off the housing market.
Well, I remember they had the whole mortgage debacle and stuff that was going on. All right, so we can kill this if you want. If you want to try X-Plane, you want to
Yeah,
take a
we're going
break?
to X-Plane now.
Yeah.
I'll keep the camera up and running. We'll see just how fast we can switch.
There you go. So we'll kill this. Now, do you put everything to cold and dark?
Yeah, you can put it back to cold and dark if you want. We'll start cold and dark next.
Well, guys, if you're watching this, this is totally cool. There's nothing like having the real thing. So that's good. And let's see, external light. That's good. Set up ground bus battery, and yaw damp is off. Fuels are off. That's good. Off. Turn that. Do you usually leave like galley off and?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll turn the galley power on.
The galley power off is another one I was thinking of. That's good. So your nav panels, those all defaults. Yeah, so you really don't need to move the seat. Yeah, one of the other draws to having the full cockpit for me is also to just understand the systems a little bit better, other than just flying, you know, the computer.
Yeah.
I mean, flying a computer's okay, but if you have the option of doing a little bit more and making it more realistic, to me, that's really nice.
So now when I run X-Plane, I'll just go in here, click X-Plane here.
Yeah.
I'll open up ZHSI. This actually runs the lowest screen on the bottom. See that little red box popped up?
So what is that telling you?
That's just my lower display. That's the lower multifunction display. It comes from this computer.
Now is that something that Duncan put together?
Yep. Well, Mongoose put it together originally, and then Duncan took it over from him when he stopped doing it. This is Air Manager.
Okay.
This is where I get all my gauges from. So now all these flight routing gauges are going to work. Just bring up X-Plane there, X-Plane here, and then I have to bring up the CEUs and the glass screens from the back.
So this is truly what you do every time you're going to fly an X-Plane?
Yeah.
Because what we see on the videos, you're already basically...
Yeah, this is already set up.
Yeah. There's an update available.
Oh, that's right. I didn't do it.
You can go ahead and do it if you want. Yeah, you got an update coming. X-Plane is in external visual standby mode. Yeah, I'm not totally against using X-Plane. It's just, I know it's good. So this would be quite an interesting. Well, those never said anything about external mode. Visual. This was just saying external standby mode. Fast machine waiting for flight to start. So you got that dehumidifier. There are times I wish I had a rehumidifier for my eyes, but then my contacts get my eyes so dry.
Oh, I know those days.
Yeah, but I just don't like wearing glasses when I'm flying. Now you've been working on some custom night lighting, you said?
Yeah. Yeah, these are my lights. Oh, aside from PMDG, there's lights and stuff.
No, they right down.
Oh, yeah, this is good. Oh, no, I just want to put the camera on. Usually when I have this, I'll see it shine out of the corner. So I know that it is.
This is just a systems check.
So, yeah, it's...
Guys, the Leo's on board.
Because of demand on X-Plane, I have to cut my frames in half.
What do you turn up around? First FPS.
Just for this.
What do you say, 25, 40, about 14, 40, 70 foot?
This should be full cam.
Okay. What were they before?
Oh no, I just changed the refresher from 60
To 30?
I brought it down. I brought it down to half.
Just to get the FPS better?
Just to get, it gets rid of the stutters.
And you're running how many computers to get like 5?
Compared to 2 with MS2020. And the second computer is really only running the CDUs.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, just some water. Water would be good. They done the pit stuff while you're...
American Airlines 1.
Guys, the Leo's on board. American Airlines 1.
I tell you what, these women are great. Where'd you go?
Oh, I'm back here.
Yeah, we were. Go on. Shit, that's what we're talking about. We have to get this stuff. Yeah, something happens to us. They do somebody who we trust. That doesn't take care of us.
Yeah, well, that's my told him.
Somebody doesn't take care of that big man for a while. That's not so bad. I don't know if you know Robert Fraper, guy in Houston. I met him at Expo. I see your books on. Somebody's running. Yeah, something's moving. It's breaking. It's nice.
Guys, the wheels on board.
Yeah. You restart. I'll put the brake on. Or you got the brake on.
Chop should be out too.
Southwest 2.
Now that I don't know where it's set up at. Yeah, now it's stopped. Yeah, because you were moving.
Stop.
You're not running, so there's nothing powered up. Yeah, 25 is not bad. I mean, I'd be happy with 25 FPS. Absolutely. It looks like you're in front of something. There's a You're not supposed to have the cockpit up there, are you? You need the external visuals only.
Guys, the wheels on board.
But do you not go with a different view?
Oh, yeah, I should have the outside view
Okay.
once it's all set up. But I'm trying to get my glass screens back.
Oh,
For some
I got
reason, they all moved them.
Okay. So you got to get that pulled in, and then you get ready.
American Airlines 1.
So these screens.
American 1945 with you, tower.
American 1945 tower, good morning. Wind 0304, runway 7 right, clear to land.
7 right, clear to land, American 1945, good morning.
I stopped it, but
Delta 2979, contact departure, good day.
Departure Delta 29.
hey, you know, if all else fails, reboot.
Guys, the wheels on board.
Gotta remember.
Boeing 35 heavy, runway 7 left, please take off.
7 network, super distant point,
American 1945 at Foxtrot 9er, cross runway 7 left, then taxi Echo, Tango, and then North Route 7, good morning.
So train the North Route, Zibomod to Fox 9, thanks.
Southwest 6612, center 2677, bye-bye. 12677, Southwest 6612.
Center, good afternoon, Angel 086, heavy bridge in front of 240.
Avianca 086 Center, descend and maintain. Descend via the OLA 1, except maintain 14000, altimeter 29907.
Then the OLA 1 arrival 14000, altimeter 29907, Avianca 086.
Got the 3237 Center, descend via the Lucky 1, except maintain 12000, altimeter 29907.
Descend via the Lucky 1 arrival and head for maintain 12000, Southwest 3237.
Oh, that's but that's not normally what you have to do each time, right?
Center, citation 168 Tango Yankee is level 9,500.
Citation 168 Tango Yankee, Center, the San Diego altimeter 29907.
29907, Tango Yankee.
Now, once you have them in a general area, you can fine tune them up. Yeah, I can't see them from here. Right. Okay.
Avianca 086, contact approach 128.1 today.
Approach on 128.1 today, Avianca 086.
Yeah, as long as I get them close, then you can fine tune them. Well, I'm asking only because, you know, all of this is Greek to me as far as setting all this stuff up for
Center American 2546 280, descending on OLA 1, extend maintain level 240.
And you see on this screen,
American 2546 Center, descend via the Lucky 1, except maintain, descend via the OLA 1, except maintain 14000, altimeter 29907.
Descend via the OLA 1, extend maintain 14000, 997, extend maintain 37 out as well.
American 2546 affirmative.
Local American 2546.
Yeah, the lower one was okay, I think.
American 788, contact center 119.95, good night.
1190905, our Mexico 788, thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see what's going to be required if because I have talked to Carlo about maybe doing X-Plane. Yeah. If I wanted to go X-Plane, what's nice with
Really, 108 Center, site indicated airspeed in the climb today.
We're doing space right now. What do you need?
Is that for the restriction at yours, or that's just your normal speed in the climb today?
no, I'm just at the SX.
Yeah, 108, Roger, thank you.
It's just low scripts.
Yeah, I've noticed there's quite a bit of difference between FPS and all the other systems.
Center Executive 434, 62, climbing flight level 230. No faster than 250.
Jet 434, Center, thank you.
And just picked up a strong ELC signal going right over Brown.
Jet 434, thank you for that report. American 1168, contact approach 124.35 today.
2435 today, American 1168.
Center, compass 1696, we're flight level 272, cleared across Rago, at or below 260, descend and maintain flight level 240, compass 1696. Delta 6096 Center, descend via the OLA 1, except maintain 14,000, altimeter 29907, and you can, move on. You can do whatever you want, but no Rego, I don't need any other restrictions.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, send via the OLA 1, except maintain 14,000. That's it for now. Got the 6096.
Yeah, just get.
Fairbanks 108, contact center 126.77, good day.
2677, good day, Fairbanks 108.
Close. How many mice do you have? Oh yeah, they're all over the place.
American 2546, contact approach 128.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Good day.
On 128.1 there, 2540.
Yep. Black. Okay, now we had a bunch of crossbars that came up. What's that? Oh, that's your, yeah, some IRS.
434, contact
Oh, you
center
got display something like that too.
126.77, good day.
2677, Zibomod 434. Alaska 245, 300, 240.
Alaska 245, descend via the OLA 1, except maintain 14,000, altimeter 29907.
Lower ECAS system.
The OLA 1 arrival, except maintain 14,000. And last controller gave us down at 240. You still want Rego at 260?
Alaska 245, I don't know why he's forcing you guys artificially high. You can delete all the restrictions at Rego, even the published ones.
Okay, copy that. Descending via the OLA 1, except maintain 14,000.
It's over here.
Delta 6096, contact approach 128.1. Good day.
1281, good day. Come to 6096.
You know, if there's something I can look for.
Good evening, contact 404, 12, climbing, flight level 230. 2404 Center, good evening. Maintain flight level 230. 230, contact 404.
Well, this would be good to have,
United 1916, contact center 128.6, connect.
one YouTube.
One more
where you
time
can
on the
actually see
frequency,
what's
39,
involved in getting
1916,
everything set up.
United
When it doesn't
1916,
all-
128.6.
28.6, have a good night.
Usually that's what happens. Someone comes over and gives the deck.
Hey, don't sweat it, man. It's okay. It's good for me to see this kind of stuff.
Southwest 111, J0 cross,
Next time I have trouble, I won't get frustrated.
Southwest 111,
Alright, just so far. Okay, yeah, you got the, that's what's in your IRS mic is your lower ECAS. Because I can see the two hydraulic brake temperature dials up here in your IRS display.
Launch delay 600 center, descend to maintain flight level 200. Alaska 245, contact approach 128.1.
28.1, Alaska 245, yeah.
Southwest 111, descend to maintain 14,000, the altimeter 29907.
Descend to maintain 14,000, 2997, Southwest 111.
I just turned it off.
No, I gotta be able to see the screen, so I'm gonna have to take everything apart again. Because that monitor goes all the way up into the top, and I can't see the screen to grab it to try and move it. I tried to see it a couple of places, but I just can't. This is so let's get this back to how did this is all lined up, everything is good.
Southwest 111,
So you turn it all off.
Alright, we're good. Alright, we're good to try. Is this my water? Yes, that's true. Let's get in actual water. Want to go put it, or you want to go to that?
You want to try that LAX again? I mean, Las Vegas to...
Las Vegas,
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the difference between the two sceneries and the feel.
What was the gate?
Oh, I don't know. It was up there, probably 14 or B14. I think those were Bs. Yeah, somewhere right in there is good. B14, 2021 is good. Yeah, 14. Your life is a jewel. Oh, you make all these snacks for you. Yeah, see, I do all the cooking at home, so I wouldn't have, it wouldn't be any Lynch Briggs music.
Oh, no? No, Dawn's pretty good. I mean, I do some cooking too. Dawn does quite a bit. She does all the grilling because I can't use it. So she does all my receipts. It's up.
You think it's the Zibo thing that's doing that?
It might be.
Maybe it's not the update.
Guys, the wheels on board.
That voice that we're hearing in there said, guys, we're good, we're good. That's not Splendid, is it?
No, I think that's part of this little content. That's right.
All right.
We're all cold.
Yeah, it's just completely cold and dark again.
Gosh, man, this has been a long time. So, what if this has to be controlled through the book?
Yeah, that's the electronic flight deck.
Right, I know, but what?
So that one?
What has to be done? Are we already, or do we have to tell it ground power here?
No, that's already all. Yeah, that's all set up for ground power, chocks, and everything else.
Oh,
So
we need,
battery switch.
yeah, switch that.
Congratulations.
Emergency power.
Can you comply
That's
with
off,
the
that's
altitude
off,
at
that's
Cindy, or
down,
are you
that's
too high?
down, that's
I'm
up.
recommending the 600.
Which one, ma'am? Are you
Let's
too
go
high,
there.
or you can comply?
We can complain like this.
Yeah.
On July 600, do not exceed 29 knots. Descend via the
Okay.
OLA 1.
Yeah, so they should actually line up.
14,000.
Not the 2990,
That's
descend
good,
to
that's
Ola
good,
1,
that's good.
14,000 600.
That's good. Yeah, this has a really good feel for it. The other thing I was going to look at.
all the switches themselves, yeah.
Contact center 127.77.
Yeah, maintenance button doesn't do anything.
Oh, it doesn't?
Zibomod.
Okay.
Yeah, the Zibomod doesn't have maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be nice if it gave you a list of everything that was on there.
All right, that's good. Those are covered.
Southwest 111, contact approach 128.1. Good day.
128.1, Southwest 111, good day.
That's got to be a little bit. All right.
Yeah, it might be too early for still warning.
So there's nothing else now as far as fuel load. I know I've got the.
Rockaway 600, thank you for your help.
So is this running on the book separate as an app, or can I get
Yeah,
off
this
of this?
runs. Yeah, so if you want to grab the fuel, you see that up arrow? Hit that up arrow on the bottom.
This one right here?
No, next.
This one.
Yeah, and then if you go to see, it says weight, fuel, weight, and balance.
Okay. All right.
And then there, payload. Then from there, you can put in your fuel, your payload, you get your CG, and all that stuff.
Now, what about sim brief?
Yeah, just close that down and then just open up SimBrief like you did before. Just hit that button, yeah.
Okay.
And then just bring up SimBrief. You can go back and forth between the two.
That's what I was wondering about. Okay,
Yeah.
so this one I know is 1252.
Oh, let me move that back.
So where do I find Zibo?
Hotel Office, President Field Airport via direct warning intersection, Whiskey Alpha Romeo, November
that's
Echo.
Zibo. Okay, so it's
Victor 514, Mission Bay
fuel
direct,
is
maintain 16,000, and you can resume a normal rate.
All right, so that went good. So 0 fuel weight.
All right, so what did we miss here? With all this fooling around.
All right, so estimated
Who was our
takeoff
captain
at
today? That would be Captain
138.8.
Scott, Anthony.
38.8.
Hey, Tom, how's it going? Oh, you just got out of the sim? Yeah, we've been in here for a little while. We were in MS2020 for a little while, now we're in X-Plane. Although X-Plane was breaking my chops a little bit today. Yep, Scott's here, all right, pulling shots.
138.8. Nope. Okay, clear that. So we're going to go payload total.
Center Delta 2546 out of 13, climb at 230.
How do we do this payload on here?
All right, now payload, yeah, on the bottom, just hit that 0, and then you can put in the payload, whatever.
So 138.8, or do I have to 138.800?
13.8.
13.8, like so. Perfect. All right. So that's good there. So we got fuel, we got weight, 0 fuel weight.
So ZFW was 108.8, and then 23.3 on the CG.
So what I'm going to do here, let's see, IRS position, let's go position. Let's do KLAS.
And then just go to page 2. And then just grab, yeah.
Delta 574 after Rego, descend via the
That's
Ola
good.
One,
We have origin,
4,000, about
KLAX, destination, and then this, clear that. That's going to be Southwest 2855.
Yeah, Anthony, I usually run cold and dark from the start because at night when I turn down the flight deck, I shut it down. So it's secured on the back end. So the next day I come in here, usually, unless I'm doing some testing, then it's just I get in here and throw some switches real quick and get it up and running. Oh, with the port strike, even yeah, they're worried about you, Scott.
What's that?
With the port strike, they're worried about your flight deck not getting in.
Oh, it hadn't shipped yet, so yeah, I'm not too worried about it. It'll be a little while yet. All right, so we're going to go 26, but 26 right. And it's going to be the radar 2, black transition. Arrival is going to be 2624 right. Angel 4, Shatner.
2752, Delta 2546.
Well, he doesn't have his flight deck just yet, Anthony. So his flight deck will be delivered soon enough. And then
LAX arrival.
he'll be on his own. Do you have anybody flying with you out there? Anybody that's interested being your first officer? No? That's
No.
like here, very rare.
The Ola 1, Cadet Main
Shatner, there we go.
4000,
Okay. There's actually a retired 737 pilot up in Jackson, Mississippi, that's trying to put together a school. But I haven't got anybody
For real
local.
world or just sim,
Yeah.
sim school? Oh,
Real world.
Okay.
And then I met a 737 line pilot at the club in Houston when I was coming back, who lives in Corpus, and that's a pretty interesting story. All right, I think we're good here. Let me check. So none of the weight and balance goes into here. That's all done here. Correct in the bag. D-Link here. CPL.
Yeah, that's where we can get out weather.
Yeah,
Go in
so
and click on your request, and then you can grab your weather.
request weather.
And then just put in the airport.
KLAS. Station send. Request.
And then, yeah, just hit send, and then you should get a,
Ding.
it'll pop up
Yeah,
as
okay,
a
so
message.
it's-
574, contact approach 128.1. Good day.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. 030 10 statute miles visibility, fuel 10, 34,
2999.
29.99.
You got that one over here?
Yeah, it'll do both of them at the same
Okay.
time. I have it set up that way.
Lieutenant, that's 4342, 270, 500, descending 50240.
And you see here, see,
Not back.
this gauge and this gauge I have to work on.
And what about here?
Well, that once we start up, that'll come.
So
back.
what else we do here?
Weight, fuel, and balance is all done. Then you can go back into your charts once that's all done.
Now,
So-
we don't set up CG or anything, huh? I mean, we can't adjust the CG? There's nothing to set here?
Yeah, you're gonna do that from here,
Oh, and that's going to show
and
up
that
here.
you'll see it'll change.
So that's showing CG, but that's not what I'm looking
Right,
for.
the CG is 23.5, and you want the trim. The trim is gonna be in here once we put in our weight. Let's go back into here. See, we
Oh,
put in
okay.
our zero fuel weight. What was the reserve on the load data sheet? You remember?
Yeah, 3.5 is reserves, and cost index is 5. Planned is 12.5 on the planned fuel.
And 24,000.
28.
12.5. And 28.
28 on the cruise altitude. Cruise winds were 240 at 260 at 42. How I remember all this, I have no idea.
See, now we'll put our CG in 23.3. It's going to be a flaps 5 takeoff.
Yep.
And then here's our trim. Trim's going to be 475.
Okay, so 475.
And then page 2. If I go and I look at Top Cat, I'll put in my runway slope and all that.
Well, some of that comes into this, but it's
I mean, sometimes I'll use sim brief and just load up the flight, but usually I run through the whole thing so everybody that's
so
watching.
here we've got runway heading on the takeoff performance in SimBrief, which I doubt it's as good as Top Cat.
Yeah.
But they're just showing winds are calm, so there's 0 on the takeoff, and the slope, it's 0 on the slope.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes it measures, sometimes it doesn't. It's usually very little. All right, so VREFs, return, menu, position we've already got, routes we've already got, takeoff, got 124. Now, this performance may be different. This is coming based off of the bag, right? This performance VREFs are coming off of the flight bag.
Yeah, it's actually
So
coming
it's
from-
going to be different maybe because this is using a different model than the Zibo probably. What SimBrief has in here, unless you have the.
Yeah, no, I actually have the aircraft put in there for 186, 172, and 160.
Yeah, this is showing PMDG airframe on this one. So that particular flight is what I'm getting at. So yeah, and it's got that in here. So if I go 737, and here you have an option for.
Yeah.
These are all PMDG. Do you have a? I don't see one in here for.
Well, there should be one set up for.
All right, that's the 800. Is there a?
I should have one set up in there already.
There may be. Yeah, see, I didn't know if it was a Zibo down here. Okay, so it's going to be the 800 here.
It's not in here.
Oh, they must have changed their stuff because my aircraft was in here. I'm going to have to put them in again.
Now, unless it's one of these, Michael. Like one of these that you.
Oh, there you go. That's it. Right
Okay.
there,
Yeah, we can
I have
use
186 passengers.
that. Okay. Okay, that's what I was thinking. You probably had.
Those are the ones that I got from. I know that they're pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So if we look at that, let's see what that's going to adjust to. Yeah, 143.
Oh, you know what? That flicker might be coming from the camera. They're seeing a flicker on the center monitor.
Oh, from this camera? All right, so we'll assume those weights are okay. All right, so that.
It's barred. I'm looking right on the airway here.
130.
It's after Imperial on J18 before Hawk.
35 plus 50.
That's interesting. Hopefully that's a little better. It might be the resolution that I have on the
Yeah, you
on the
set those
monitors.
to
I
60.
changed them around because when I run MS2020, I can run at 60 hertz. When I run X-Plane, I cut that in half. So that's why. Then I just have to set the camera again. So that's what that was going on. So hopefully that's fixed.
Okay, so that's all set. Set there. So you got that. You leave that on
yeah,
steady. All right, now we're going to do a start. We've got. This should work now.
Yeah, now you'll just see that gauge will jump and then just go right up and let it go.
Yeah,
Spring
1, 2,
load.
3.
It'll go right back.
They usually just count it off to 3 for.
F0 pop negative.
Put those on.
BVA Bravo Zulu Alpha.
Yeah, let's put our galleys on. We got fuel on.
On the airway there. Unless they moved it.
So low
F0
pressure.
pop, we got it.
Sweet.
There we go. Now we're awake.
23 is going to be the final.
Yeah, see now the flight illusion gauge is over.
Yeah, I was looking at the backlight too that
Yeah.
we were missing before. All right, so these are going to need to be off, 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 off. Do these really do anything when you look?
No, I just leave them on. I
So
never
you can
touch
leave them on. Okay.
Yeah, I only touch the packs.
These can stay on because
Yeah, I only turn these off when I'm taxiing in, and I've got the APU on here, so we don't get any feedback. That's pretty much it.
Okay, we got voltage from the APU, and we've got power. All right, so goodbye ground power.
Now let's say that's been a minute, and we'll go on bleed air too, so we get disconnected from the gate. So now if you go back into the brakes, let me put this up. Let's get some brake pressure in here.
So
And go into ground. I'll hit the up button. And go into ground. Was it ground services? And then you can, just hit the GPU disconnect, the ASU disconnect, and then you can get rid of the chocks too if you want. And then the doors, we can button up the doors when you're ready.
Yellow 0231, comment maintain, follow 370.
so nothing else to do here.
Just the doors. Yeah, you just tap those 3 and no close. That's it.
I remember the realism that they had, and they'll follow suit here.
Yeah, they'll lock up. Now we pushing to the left or to the right? I don't know what spot.
We'll push nose to the right.
Let me set that up.
Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Allergies. All right, altimeter set 2999. Let's see, headings are set. So we can go back here. ASU, cabin lights. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
All right. push and start. Push time, we're not there yet. Bleed panel check. That's all set for takeoff, off. Yeah, that'll be auto. These are on. Alright. Anti-collision is on. So
Impact switches are off. Now we're just getting ready to start number 2.
So we just start, we don't do, when's it gonna back up?
Well, we can request push and start if you go into
Right, better-
better pushback,
Okay.
and then just request pushback.
Down in Cockpit, towers driving up.
Hey, take your time, but hurry up. Eh?
Yeah, you'll see
Yeah.
the front will lift up, and then they'll tell us to release the brake, and we're good to go.
Okay. It's been a while. I remember some of that, but it's been a while. Let's see. Let's set RTO. Brakes there.
Okay, direct fire, Sierra Pop.
I forget that guy's name whose voice was recorded with
Oh, okay, yeah, we're old school.
the pushback.
Old school.
He was a streamer for a long time. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Alright, so fuel looks good. That's good. I hear the tug.
JetBlue 19 descending out of
Sequence start. Inclusion line. Ground goes right.
JetBlue 19 center, hello. Descend to be a lucky one arrive.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Alright.
So that's norm. Galley's on.
12000 and say again, altimeter please.
2999.
986.
So how many hours a day you think you spend out here?
It depends. If I'm having a good day, I'll get out here for 6 hours.
Number 0 Sierra Pop.
Get a couple of flights in.
Is that
But I could be out here 14, 15 hours if I'm working on stuff, like lights and things like that. I'll be out here. My wife will come in and she'll be like, good night. And I'm like, what?
You
It's
forget
11:30.
what
I'm
the
like,
time
it's
is.
11:30. I'm like, what? She's like, did you eat dinner? I'm like, no.
Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle.
Tow connected and bypass plane inserted. 3 parking brakes.
Who was this guy? I listened to his, wait for his voice.
I know there's one controller from New York I recognize from way back when. He's got to be an old timer. If he's not ready for retirement yet, because I remember hearing him in the real world a long time ago.
So these are going to come alive when I get hydraulic pressure. From the
Once
engine. Okay.
once we're up and running, that'll come up. So we're all good to go. We just got to release the brake and we're out of here.
Is that what they're waiting for?
Yeah, we're all good to go. So I'm going to start my clock. Do mine from gate to gate, and then you can do yours from runway to runway.
Pushback. And you may start engine.
Start number 2.
No, it's got to hold. You got to hold it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, this one you got to hold until you get to like 3, and then you can let it go. Yeah, it's not instantaneous like MS2020.
Well, I love the sound, though.
I don't think I put sheet back on. Oh, we're supposed to be flying at night. Oh, I gotta set us up for nighttime.
Fix that, huh?
We're supposed to be flying at night.
Delta 513, direct to NOAA, join the entry to route.
Direct to NOAA.
You can just change the time, though, right? That, okay.
Just change the time.
All right, so we got right engines on. We got the idle engine just cut off. Left engine selector switch ground. So when you see it come to 3, you
Yeah,
can
once
let
it hits
off.
3, usually they'll sit there and hold that until it hits 3, and then they'll come down here for the fuel cutoff.
Okay, so that goes to auto. Go here.
And we're just waiting on this now. And that's coming up.
Oh, thank you.
Should have went to 21. That's interesting. I'm going to have to check that next run.
I've noticed.
No, that's max motoring, so you introduce fuel, at least it's starting anyway.
Yeah, I've noticed on Microsoft it's not real specific. You can jump it early. PMDG said 25, but I've done it early and it's been fine. All right, so before taxi, fuel is cut off. All right, so we got fuel on, fuel on. Let's go power here. That's good. Auto.
And the APU can come off.
That's
And then we
APU
can lose
bleed.
that as well.
Okay, good.
And
Oh
logo
man,
should be on.
beautiful lights.
Oh, the taxi and the runway. Yeah, I had to adjust those as well. Everything in here was a little bit too dark for my taste.
Yeah, they probably don't appreciate that because we're blinded.
Oh, the runway turn-offs? Yeah, no. Usually what they'll do is, well, if you turn these on, he'll tell you. He'll stop the push.
Hey, quit blinding me with your landing light.
That's too funny. So is there anything else we need to do here?
No, that's basically done until the back end.
Okay.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
339 approach 2435.
Yeah, LaGuardia to JFK, yeah. That's a quick run. Oh, yeah, with the lights, Anthony? Yeah, they always speak up. All right, so they're lowering us down now. We're almost ready to get out of here.
677 adios.
All right. So you're running total time and then our pushback time.
Yeah, I got gate to gate, and then you can just set
Well, I'll
yours
do
to-
wheel when we take off.
Yeah, I usually do that side runway to runway, and then this is gate to gate.
Okay.
Only because I can tell them it really doesn't matter time-wise for us.
Well,
We're
it's
not
good
keeping
to-
a logbook, worrying about going over our time in the air.
Well, I like doing the actually doing the printouts to check off to see how you're doing on fuel, see if you're making your waypoints at the prescribed time, see how your fuel consumption is. Well, okay, there you go.
Tug's gone, and they're gone. All right, so we're good to go.
Now, why is he disappearing off of that screen?
Because X-Plane hasn't gotten around to fixing networking yet. It's on their list. It's supposed to be coming out sometime soon.
Networking on 12?
Networking for X-Plane12. Yeah, it doesn't work on the left and right screens. You'll see. You notice how we have gates
Yeah, well, look at the trucks.
on the left and yeah.
Yeah.
When they get their update, they should be good all around. But you see those gates?
Yeah.
Those gates will disappear on the back end. They only show up on the center until they get their networking fixed.
Huh.
Oh, I've complained about it for years. Now I'm still waiting. But
I'll be
at
darned.
least they acknowledge it, and it's coming. So
Yeah. Okay, so we're set there before taxi. So fuel cutoff levers to, they're good. Engine generator switches are on. Generator switches, we got power on 1 and 2, so that's good. Let's leave that on bat. Probe heat is on. That's good. Wing anti-ice not required. Hydraulics are good. They're all on. Bleed air check. Yep, that's good.
yeah, we're good.
Altitude set, so we're good there. External lights as needed. Taxi on. APU is off. Master caution is set.
Yeah,
Flaps.
Got a clean board.
Flaps 5.
And then your control surfaces.
Yep. And then we'll do a control check.
See how they move a little bit differently than they do.
Yeah,
in
they're
the,
crisper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll notice it once we get in the air, you start moving around. You'll be able to feel the difference.
Now, do you ever have to fool with your trim here?
Every now and then. If I have an engine out or something happens, oh yeah, I'll come in here and use the trim.
Okay, so elevator showing, that's just a trim. All right, so those do work.
Oh yeah. And same thing with the rudder. You do the rudder trim, you'll see the rudder gauge here move as well.
All right, so that's good there. Yeah, I did that earlier when you were...
All right, you can see that. And now here I have this switch set up. Since it doesn't do anything, if I go left and right, like if I move this all the way over,
Yeah.
all right, you can see that number. Now if I do this, it zeroes them out.
Oh.
So it'll zero out the ailerons and the rudder trim when I use these buttons since there's no lock and door.
Now, the offset of the view, was it... There was a switch I thought Pat said that he was
Pat's got one. He
Is
he
it the
runs up
wipers?
here.
Oh,
He
that
uses
one.
this switch to offset his thing. Yeah, I don't do that because when he flies from the left seat. I move my view to the center post.
For any particular reason?
Well, I figure that's where the camera's going to be set up for my view.
Yeah. Does he not know I'm coming here?
Oh, that's XATC. Oh, not X. That's Traffic Global. Yeah, they do whatever they want. The one good thing is I have them set up so they'll go right through you, so they won't ruin your flight.
Man, I tell you what, for 20 FPS, that's super smooth.
Yeah, this should be 25, I think.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's 25. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need 60, 120 frames. You don't.
Yeah,
Movies
people
run at 24, right?
Yeah, that's all
So-
your eyes can really process.
So it looks smooth to me. The camera picks it up as being smooth. So
Yeah.
I don't need 60 frames.
480 center, 267, so behind. 2677, see ya.
I might be making a phone call to Carlo and tell him, hey, while you're setting this thing up, make sure I can run X-Plane.
Being able to switch between the two, yeah, it's great. Only because I prefer the night lighting in X-Plane. Although I prefer the Zibomod aircraft as well.
All right, so we're at spot 14. So I would normally call ATC at this point.
Transfer direct to Needles for Southwest 44.
Looks smooth. Oh, good, Anthony. Yeah, it was just a camera setting. When I set the frames up in here, the hertz on the monitors, if they don't match up with what the camera's picking up, you'll get those little flickers. So hopefully that got rid of them.
United 2074, maintain 300 knots.
300 knots, that is 2074.
Traffic Global's pretty nice too. It adds a nice mix of traffic into the environment.
United 2074, maintain 290 knots or greater.
So you're really bringing all of this to the center screen as far as the difference of what we would be experiencing in terms of alignment. It's really just toward the center.
Yeah, it's basically right here.
Okay. I guess if you're used to that, it's okay. I mean,
yeah. I did it because it makes this side a little bit better. If I fly on this side, you know, where I have it set up for the left,
then it would
right
make it
side's
really bad.
Wonky. So now it's kind of like we both have a little bit of a skew.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not as bad as what it would be for one side or the other.
That makes sense.
I could probably even lessen it more if I actually took the time to set up the monitors more precise.
Well, it's not bad. I mean, if you know what you're, once you get used to what you're looking at and you expect it, it's okay. Where's your ground speed?
Right there, 19.
Oh, 20, okay.
Yeah. That up if you want. Keep an eye on that. Quantity is good, pressure's good on the hydraulics.
Yeah. Now, does this vary through the Zibo?
It'll change.
Okay.
The only thing that I notice with the Zibomod is every now and then the brake pressure will dissipate. The American's going to cut you off.
Yeah, you better hit the brakes, boy. Take your nose off. I thought that they had got it to where you would take priority over the traffic.
It would be nice if they. I think sometimes they recognize the aircraft, sometimes they don't. I mean, I'll be on short final when they'll cut right in front of me.
Yeah, I can understand having a delay like SayIntentions is they're still working on it. What's the other one? Beyond ATC.
Beyond ATC, yeah.
They've actually got the traffic working, and it's exactly the same thing as FlightAware. It's just like a 30-minute delay. So you wouldn't see the exact airplane in the right time, but the flight would be legit. It would just be delayed by 30 minutes.
The time would just be
yeah. But they're working on sequencing the traffic. I don't know if they've gotten there yet, but so they will actually be talking to the traffic as well as you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, SayIntentions gets that down. That'll be real nice.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't too much care for beyond ATC was the kind of the canned questions that it had on their little menu thing. I felt like SayIntentions was more realistic.
Yeah.
Because you could basically sit there and talk to the AI and they would talk back to you.
And I'll sit there and give them my freaking readback, and I'll screw up, and then I'll say, oh, you know, never mind this, and then it picks it up, and it's like, yep, you got it.
Well, then you can ask them how was their day, and they'll actually tell you. It's like
I asked them about Babe Ruth. They told me about Babe Ruth. He was a Yankee ball player. Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, whoa, look at this.
Yeah, now you know why some of these people are, you know, it's really concerning. Some of these young people that are getting these, they're not even socializing anymore. They're using these AI, and it's like, no, that's too weird.
Yep.
All right. So
lose
we're
all their
coming up
social
to
skills.
Charlie. Yeah. All right, flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
Yeah, we can get that.
Thank you, sir.
43, contact.
Yeah, the lights on X-Plane are far superior, I think, than, and you can adjust them on Microsoft. I just haven't gotten to it. A buddy of mine has been doing some adjustments, but
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really looked at 2020 to go inside and play with the flight deck like I did X-Plane, because I completely removed the flight deck. I had wipers set up. I have to go and set them up again because with his new version that's out.
all right, chrono set, flap set. Are we ready to go, first
It's
officer?
gotta be redone.
2685, connect approach at 124.35.
2685, 24.
Yeah, now I know when I see how you're responding, because I've asked you if you or made some comments, and it's taking a little bit for you to get a response, and so I see how you're doing it now. You gotta, when you get a chance to look at it, you do.
Yeah, in between stuff, I'll come down here and look at the YouTube who typed out what. I used to run Discord, but there's too many children on there. You know, you get everybody wants to play DJ, they're playing music, they're cursing. You know what? I don't need the grief. So this is just so much easier this way. A little bit harder for people that want to chat, though. Kind of stinks, but there's always someone to ruin it for somebody.
Yeah.
See, to me, she feels a little bit better on the rudder here than in 2020.
Come on, baby. Yeah, this definitely different on the feel. Positive rate, gear up.
Yeah, I was just going for the gear myself.
Thank you.
For the flaps, yep.
1,000.
Yeah, the audio is so much better.
Well, I've spent a lot more time in here tweaking all this stuff. I really haven't spent that much time in 2020 doing any of that. I'm sure I could probably get the sounds a little bit better in there as well. But I'm really just waiting for 2024 now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much different, better, I don't know, but different. So you have one PC driving all of these displays in here?
Yeah. Yeah, all the glass screens are on. Well, actually, the lower one I'm running from here because I don't have the connection. Unfortunately, I can't use all the connectors on the 4090. You can only use 4 out of the 5. The 5th one doesn't work, so.
Yep. Don't go over speed. Stay at 8,000. There we go. So you're off. Oh, this is on.
Not bad.
KLAX 4015, descend and maintain flight level 240.
LA should look pretty good coming in at night.
Alright, so climb checklist, autopilot, pressurization check is, I know, a good one.
We're climbing up beautifully.
Well, it's stabilized right now, so we're not going to see any change at the moment, but wait till he picks up. Just till we cross. Now, one of the things I was checking out, and I could have used altitude intervention, because oftentimes they'll clear you past that altitude restriction.
Yeah.
But so now we're doing it. So now, yeah, now we're getting to climb. All right, so cabin pressure looks good. Engine bleeds. Everything's good. Yep, it's all good. Didn't do a check on that. PAX auto. Yep, that's all off. Gears up. That's off.
EGT is looking good. And we're coming up on 10 now.
Yep, lights off. Thanks, sir. And that air conditioning works really well too.
Yeah, that's too much. I could get.
No, it feels good.
I usually have the remote in here, so I can just take it off me and put it on every now and then.
Well, if you think it's enough, that's fine. You can turn it down, but it's plenty comfortable.
Turn TCAS on.
Now, this normally stays off during flight, so that way, if there's if there's a failure or something, it'll pop up and light up on there.
I don't think Zibo does that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, no, I don't think it has that capability.
Because I always wonder why they didn't use the display. You know, if nothing else, I like seeing the engine data down there.
Oh yeah, usually what I'll do is I'll keep it here, and I'll run SayIntentions down there for my ATC.
Oh really?
So I don't have to write anything down. You know, when I get instructions and things like that, it's all right on the screen, which is pretty cool. I didn't even see him.
What do you say, traffic?
Yeah. So 11.5 at cells, we're at 11. Oh, we're already past cells. We got radar coming up next, 10.6 on the fuel, we're 11. We're looking pretty good. What do we got? 27 miles to top of climb, 205 to go.
Now, do you ever show the Navigraph chart, or you just try to give them a picture of this?
Oh no, I'll give them Navigraph on the right-hand side.
Okay,
as well. Oh yeah. With X-Plane, I can give them the primary flight display, the nav display. I can give them the upper or lower ECAS, you know, the multifunction display. I can give them my CDU. I can give them the load data sheet. I can give them the electronic flight bag.
Wow, it doesn't get too busy?
And I can give them Navigraph.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what's pretty cool about X-Plane. I can really give the people that are watching the video a whole lot of data.
Okay.
That's automatically switch over.
Because with the way mine's set up is you have to hold it. You just hold it for like 3 seconds, and then that'll
It'll
go.
automatically switch over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it automatically switches this one, and then you'll see it jumps it in bunches. It's been like that since day one. Pat's gauge is the same way.
And you know, I don't understand that either, because these gauges, Flight Illusion, have been doing that forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are the best of the best. And I don't know why they're so finicky.
I don't know why there's a delay, because you'll notice if I shut down the flight deck, this thing will just go like this by itself. Just going and going and going. No pauses, no nothing.
Well, if it's any,
so if it can do it then, it should be able to do it now.
If it's any consolation, Carlo was fighting with that, trying to set up Microsoft on my sim.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. In fact, he had calls into the Flight Illusions guy in Holland or wherever it was, to try to get them on the phone to say, hey, what's going on? And of course, they're saying, well, this is a ProSim problem, and this is they're kind of like pointing the finger.
Yep, yeah, exactly.
All right, so 23,000. Now you see this wee bit of stuttering that you're getting in here, which is perfectly fine. We were getting some of that, and he ended up switching out. It had 2 nooks inside of there driving all of this stuff, and ended up switching it out to one powerful nook. But then he found out recently within the past couple of days, that if he runs ProSim on the Visual PC, you know, the main ProSim print program, solved all of the problems. It's like, wow, okay. All right, 25,000. Coming up on black, top of climb. All right, so we were able to get some weather out of this, right?
Yeah.
The D-Link, so CPDLC. So pre-flight, en route. All of these menus are available because of Zibo. Is that?
Well, I don't know if all the menus work. I think something he's working on, so I don't know how many of them actually work.
Love the audio.
So we're coming up on cruise. That's 21 minutes from the gate, and what are we looking at? 7-1 on the fuel.
So
10-3 bring it in.
I started this too, I thought, but it doesn't look like I did. I hit this.
Oh, it might have. Oh, you know what? That clock button's not hooked up, because I just run everything from down there. From the clock itself.
Well, we'll just let it go. Yeah, because I was really keen on the ET. So if you're using this to track fuel and waypoint timing, when you hit that waypoint, do you just hit the clock again or the ET button to do a lapse time?
Well, the ET, I think it just resets it. Or, yeah, that's just a pause. Once. And then to reset completely, you got to press and hold that reset button on the lower left. But it has to, I think it has to be paused in order to work. So if you press it once, you should see a little white dot pop up next to the 14, and then you should be able to hit the reset.
There's a little yellow dot flashing.
Yeah, see that flashing? Then hit the reset and hold it, and it should reset it.
Okay, well, it stopped flashing, but...
oh, there you go. It might have taken a little while.
I'm just trying to figure out how best to use it because I didn't understand it in the PMD, on the screen mod version. But now that I've got an actual timer, I wanted to try to better understand how does that work and how is it used in the real world.
Yeah, well, they'll sit there and they'll time their engine starts and whatnot. But since I'm not going to damage a multi-million-dollar engine, I don't time them. I basically just use it for the gate and the runway.
Yeah. And you don't do any cross the pond stuff?
Not really. It takes too long. I don't usually sit in here because I'm not too crazy about sitting at cruise for 3, 4, 5 hours.
Well, yeah, I can get that.
It gets a little boring. Me, I like getting everything set up, doing the pre-programming before I even get in here, and then getting up to cruise and then on the way down. That's the fun stuff.
Short time at altitude and then you're heading back down. All right, so since that's the case, I'm going to bring this down to 14. That'll be the lowest part of the arrival. That's all looking good there. Differential, okay. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice that I can run between both sims.
Yes, it is. Now, as far as the night lighting, that's for like when you get down and you're seeing all the night lighting for the city and that kind of thing.
Yeah, when we come into LA, you'll see LA will be nice and lit up.
Now, is this most of this light that you're seeing? Our guests are seeing all of this white up here. Is that because of the ambient light outside the cockpit?
Yeah, they're getting that because of this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they're getting that. Oh, Anthony's asking you a question. Hi, Scott. I gather that is his name? Yeah, that's Scott.
Now, Anthony who?
Valito? Anthony Valito. One of my YouTube
Hello, Anthony.
He wants to know, let's see, have you ever flown an FAA Level D sim?
No, I have not. No. This is as close as I've ever gotten, and this is pretty nice.
Yeah, I've gotten into a few.
Have you?
Only because I know a few people only because of my wife's brother is a politician. I think he just did his 3 times. He's up. I don't know what he's running for next, but he knows a lot of people, so I got lucky.
Yeah. I was going to tell you the pilot I met, the line pilot for United, I met in Houston. He's also he said, yeah, you're not going to get in like one of the United trainers, because what they do is when they're not using them for the pilot, for line training, the airline will like rent out time in there from like midnight to 4 in the morning to other commercial services.
All my time was between 1 and like 4:30 in the morning. I had to be there early in the morning. So, and it was either that or maintenance was going to be working on it.
Yeah.
So,
but what he said I can do, he says if you want a, what is it, a T-58 Navy trainer?
Yeah.
He said if you come down to the Navy base down south, he says I can put you in one of those.
Yeah, the only thing I couldn't do when I was there, I couldn't do any filming. No filming, no pitches, no nothing. That was the only thing they wouldn't let me do.
Interesting. Okay, request weather, LAX, I think I got it already.
But it's amazing. Just when you walk up on it, it's like...
Yeah, it's pretty intimidating to see it, huh?
This thing is huge.
All right, the weather at LAX is 250, 11 knots, 5 miles, statute miles visibility, a few clouds.
It's getting chilly in here now.
Yes.
Not cold?
Yeah, it's chilly. You can certainly turn it down if you or turn it up. All right.
We'll see how the weather will change in here.
So let's see, we got scattered at 18, we got broken at 22, temperature's 23, dew point 17, altimeter 2992. Perfect. 2992 set 3 times. That's good. All right, so let's get ready for descent here. So we're going to go to descent forecast.
Oh, back in 2000 pulling chocks? Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in one. I think I've been in 3 or 4 of them, actually, over the years. Pretty cool.
Smash.
And the individuals that I was with in the flight deck, the guy was like, man, you got a nice soft touch. He says, most of the people that come in here, you know, friends of pilots and whatnot, they come in there, they're yanking on this thing.
Well, if they don't understand it, that,
yeah.
And that's what a couple of people that have these, that have actually sold time to the average Joe that wants to fly a simulator, don't do it anymore. And they have this level of hardware, they said, because people come in and they're yanking stuff around, they're just too hard on it.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate it because I'm going to have one here shortly.
Well, that's what I tell my wife when people come in there. That's why I cannot understand why, when Jetmax built these, why they didn't just put like a half, like a washer here with the bottom cut off so it was level, so you can't pull this sideways. You know, rip it off. Same thing with this
put
one.
a nut on there so it stays on the
so
track.
This way it stays on it. Even when you pick it up, if it stays low enough, you can't pull it sideways.
Yeah, because you get all animated in here and you're like, "Ugh."
My wife tried to do that the first time. She came in. I said, I moved the flaps down. She went sideways. Wait a minute.
Careful, dear, you're going to break something. Yeah. Well,
a lot of money, huh?
Well, and a mutual friend of ours said that the real world pilots are the worst because the Boeing stuff is so heavy duty. They're just used to yanking this stuff around, and you can't do that. You got to be a little respectful of the stuff, you know.
Yeah, most of the guys I talked to, they said, listen, we hit 400 feet, we're on autopilot.
I believe it.
He's like, listen, he says, you know what? We get to 400, boom, autopilot, we're just fine. He says, we're just chilling the whole ride. He says, unless it's one of the mandatory rides, you know, to check the auto flight and all that all the way down. He says, other than that, we're just chilling.
Yeah, until they get the autopilot off, then they're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You guys don't know? He says, in the beginning. He says, in the beginning, you know, you have fun. He says, it gets old. He says, you know,
it's just a job.
He says, it gets old fast. So, all right, I get it.
Well, let's see if I
have friends tell me, it's like, how are you not in here every day? I was like, well, when you've had it for 9 years, you know.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if TSA did any vetting for me when I went there. If they did, it was behind my back. I didn't know anything about it when I went there.
So that's the guy.
Okay, yeah.
Phil was telling me that when I was telling him about my sim, because we were sitting there in the lounge talking about alternate, and I'm showing him like sim brief, and he pulls out his United flight book, and he's showing me, you know, this is kind of how we do it. And he couldn't show me a lot of stuff, obviously, but because it's United's, but he couldn't believe that guys like you and me have this kind of setup.
Oh yeah.
He goes, man, when you get that thing set up, let me know. He says, I'd like to come check it out.
Yeah, I showed one of my videos. Matter of fact, to the dentist, to the pilot that was there, 730s. He's an NG pilot.
Yeah.
And he took a look at my video and he's like, that's my office.
Yeah.
He's like, it looks just like, he says, all those button switches and everything works. Yeah. I said, yep. He hasn't been over here yet, though, to actually fly it, though. But he's like, whoa. He's like, that's like 1-to-1. That's my front office. I was like, well, that's good.
Does this call light up?
It does, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can just imagine it's going to be how many hours I'm going to have spending down here. Lynn has already configured. She's already resigned herself that she's going to be a flight sim widow.
Well, that's what I told my wife. I says, listen, I said, Dawn, I said, when I go, I said, get in touch with Pat. I says, Pat will know where to sell this.
Well, we were talking about that briefly when I went in a while ago, and because I've had that conversation with Lynn, that and Robert Prather and I have talked about that he's trying to get, because there's a lot of places you can buy and sell stuff, but there are a lot of less than reputable people out there, and some of them are trying to scam other people, but there are enough of us out there that are legit. That there needs to be a common platform to where if anything were to happen to us, the wives can pick up the phone or go to a website, contact somebody that will know who we are, know who she is, and go, sorry to hear that, we'll take care of it.
Right.
And we don't have to worry about them getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, exactly.
Lynn said not to worry because she's a CPA. She goes, I know exactly what that stuff costs.
Oh, my wife does too. She knows exactly what I spend.
She also told me that she saved you a few $100 on a computer.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She'll get on the phone. I chewed him down. I'm like, what do you mean you chewed him down? I didn't chew him down. I didn't chew nobody. She said, here, look, here's the new price. I was like, oh. I got to get her to do all my negotiating.
Yeah.
I should have had her contact Pete at Flightdeck Solutions.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I played dumb back then when they brought everything back because I didn't pay customs anything. Customs finally sent me a letter like 4 or 5 months after I had my Flightdeck.
Did they?
Excuse me, did you forget something?
Did they ding you or?
No, the guy. I told the guy. I talked to him on the phone. I said, listen. I said, I didn't know. I said, I just went to the company. I bought it from them. I paid everything that I had to do. I didn't know. He said, I said, all right, look. He said, what I'll do is I'll send you the paperwork. Don't worry about no penalty or anything like that. Just send it and go.
So how was it the fee based? Was it based on the total price or was it based on?
Yeah, it was based on the total amount from these guys.
They didn't categorize like.
No, it just came as one big piece. How did they write it down as?
Well, times I mean that was.
It wasn't simulated, but it was something like Cockpit, but it wasn't like aviation flight deck. It was something like. It didn't have something to do with aviation, but it had something. They knew that it was a flight deck.
Well, maybe like a training
like
or.
It might have been something like a dual trainer or something like that. It might have been.
The reason I'm asking is.
But it was just one. It was just. They just want to know what the total amount was that they got from from them when it came to customers. Like, we showed that it was 55,000 and something, and you got to pay this.
Because I'm wondering if they haven't changed that because Renford was telling me down at Nextex is one of the brokers that I talked to, because he asked me. He said, Is it broken down into different line items? I said, well, it is major components. Like the MIP is a certain
it's just
fee.
one shot, right.
The TQ is a price. The pedestal is a price. The overheads are a price. The shell is a price. He said, okay, because everything has a different rate.
Yep.
But the total amount, he said, it's not going to be that much. He says it's not going to be, tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad from what I remember paying them after it was all said and done. But it was pretty good. It gave me 6 months to put some money to the side, And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you forgot about us. I said, no, I was hoping you forget about me.
No such luck. All right, so let's see. We're getting close. 15 or so miles. Let's do this. Fix.
We got 16 miles top of descent. Put them back in
the
seats.
About 2.
And we got another 104 miles to go to LA.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have a nice night.
251. So we'll go 251/100. It pretty much works out that top of descent is about 100 miles out, which is just about perfect.
You might be right, Anthony. Aviation training device. You might be right on what was written on the paperwork.
An ATD.
Yeah.
Well, that right now it's an FTD, a flight training device, which is technically what this is. So I may have to talk to him about that.
2405. Yeah, a few people have asked me, how real is this?
Very.
I says, Southwest Airlines bought one. NASA's purchased stuff from them. So there's a couple other airlines that have purchased from them. So.
Well, it's technically like a procedure trainer, which is because it doesn't have the full motion. It's not.
Right, I don't have the 6-way DO. I wish I had the height to put one of those in here. 6-way DOF. Oh.
Even having two would be nice, you know, just to feel a little bit of pitch and yaw.
That's what they asked me. They says, "Did you put in those butt shakers?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't need to be loosening up nuts and bolts in here, man." You know. Then I got to figure out where they go if I find them on the floor.
You're hearing stuff going
thanks.
clink, clink, clink. Uh oh,
Yeah.
what these came loose.
It's like, oh, they came off of my hand.
Yeah. Now is that a star or is that traffic?
That's another aircraft. Yeah.
Okay, so that's oh yeah, there's another one right there too.
Oh, there he is, right there.
Yep.
Right, I'm not out far enough. Yep, there he is. Yep, and you got another one out there. Just about 1,000 feet below us, and just about 2,000 above us.
Waypoint stations off. There we go. Boy, there's a lot of data when you put that on there.
Oh yeah, you can get that thing to go excess data. Yeah, you can really punch a lot of stuff up.
Waypoints. All right, at top of drop. So.
All right, we're just about ready to go. Start our descent here. We're 90 miles out.
Pressurization panel set. That's good. So we really don't ever change any of the packs pressurization panel. The only thing that might change would be is your landing altitude if we were setting it for our departure runway. Pack signs are on.
Well, what I'll do on the taxiway in is the engine bleeds. These will get turned off if I put the APU bleed on here, so this way we don't get any blowback into the engine.
You mean like when you land and you put the APU on?
Yeah, once we put the APU on and start switching over, you know, at the gate, then I'll turn these off and put the APU on.
All right, so we've started our descent.
All right, we're on our way in. Hopefully we'll have a nice view of the city. Oh yeah, you can see it starting already down there.
Yeah. So what sort of things did you do to enhance the... I heard you say something earlier about reshade. So what does reshade have to do with enhancing the lighting?
Well, reshade is where I get all my effects from. I can add bloom, I can add brightness, contrast. There's a whole bunch of different effects that you can add. I'm using I think 3 or 4. That's it. Magic Bloom is one. I think I'm using Lumen Sharpen and 1 or 2 other effects that I use at night in order to give me. When we get down on the ground, I'll show you the different effect just by moving the slide, and you'll see the difference in the lights and get a really nice glow.
Is it primarily reshade that you do to enhance the lighting effect?
Well, that plus the lights text file I had to edit from X-Plane.
And in that you upload to make it available for people to load
that's
into
on
their sim?
X-Plane.to. Yeah,
Okay.
you replace that and you can do
I heard you talk about that, but since I haven't been on X-Plane in a while, I really didn't have much of an effect on me. All right, so you set the terrain, which we have already, and you have that on here, which is a good idea, especially coming in over the San Gabriel Mountains.
Weather on this one when we're in a cruise. I'll keep weather, give him terrain, and on the way down, I'll take terrain and give them weather. But there's no weather out here that we have to worry about.
So I asked you about that earlier. So does any of this work?
All the buttons work, but they don't work in X-Plane. So if I push these buttons and we looked at the 3D panel, you'll actually see these buttons go in on the panel, but they don't do anything in the aircraft.
And the tilt and all that has
My buttons aren't hooked up. These aren't hooked up. These aren't connected. I only have so many connectors, so it's gonna make a choice.
Now, when you say connectors
to the I/O board.
Okay, I got you. All right, so we're inbound out of flight level 230 for the Angel 4 arrival into LAX. And we're passing Angel as we speak.
Right on the money.
Yep.
And we'll have 8 when we get in. Not bad.
5 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, I think for a lot of people watching, they can relate to Navigraph, and so being able to show them what you're doing with Navigraph, how you're incorporating Navigraph charts and the approaches and stuff into your flights is something that answers a lot of questions. because I'm really surprised at the number of people that really don't understand how all of this works. But you know, when you've been doing it for years, it's not that big a deal. But there are a lot of people that really want to understand this, and I think it's nice to be able to explain it to them.
Plus, it's nice. I could sit there, ask a question on here. I can point to the screen behind the seat and say, you're going to find it right here, over here, and this is what it shows. This is how you set it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good.
And that's the only thing stopping MS2020 from doing the same thing is just having these on Air Manager. If I can get these glass screens on Air Manager, it would take.
Well, you could, yeah, if you could pull them out of using that panel manager, but that's an extra
on the
load.
Same computer, right?
Yeah.
I'm running 7 monitors on one computer, where I can run maybe two monitors and then run these other 4 or 5 on a separate computer, like I do now.
Well, hopefully some more of those features will be available with 24. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, so it's looking good.
The control setup, from what I understand in 2020, is basically the same as FSX was. So hopefully 2024 they're going to update their control stuff, give us a little bit more, a little more play.
All right, so let's do.
What are we coming in this?
That's good.
Yeah, this ride will be in at above 34.
All right, so we're going to set 30 degrees of flaps for our approach. We've already got these set from 10850. Set our radios for the ILS.
Yeah, Paul and Chalks. The first ride that we did into LA was MS2020 in the very beginning of this ride. Now we're in X-Plane running it at night, giving her a good view.
It's interesting, these don't depress.
Not mine. Yeah, no, they don't press it, and they don't light up. They're just on and off.
I mean, they
volume control.
And these don't click.
Nope.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, because they feel really sturdy, and I know the ones on the panel on mine, when you touch them and you can click them and they light up.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's your
there's the
nav.
nav. All right, let's not blow through this thing this time, Scott. All right, so we're going to make sure we can nail this one. All right, so we're outside of Circus. Circus at between 12 and 14. I know it's the Angel 4 arrival, but that's the waypoint. Circus is the first one on the arrival to cross between 12 and 14,000.
But yeah, Circus is the first.
Yeah, that's the first waypoint right here.
Yeah.
Circus.
Southwest 3560, contact 127.52.
127.2, Southwest.
Pat does this all the time. He'll come in here, he'll put on his nav, and he'll check the chart and count the dots and dash and make sure that they're tuned into the right radio.
Okay, so good question. So now the volumes are off.
This side's not hooked up.
Okay, but I have it click. Okay.
Yeah, you got to click it off. There's no volume control. It's just on and off.
Ah,
yeah, the
that's
dial
the
doesn't do
difference.
anything. It's just on and off.
Okay, so that's the first difference.
1,000 to go.
Yeah.
1,000 to go. All right, so let's see what we got here. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and say we're cleared and bring my minimum down to 2,200. That would be my IAF. And we're going to
Yeah, I hear you, Anthony. Yeah, I like those little short rides. Give you about a half an hour, 40 minutes of cruise, and then you're on your way down. Yeah, it doesn't give you enough time to get bored. Pretty cool.
just enough time to check everything, make sure it's all where it's supposed to be, and then
work on your arrival.
Get ready for your arrival.
Yep.
Yeah, the sound is really good in this. I don't think you really need butt kickers because it's got enough of a vibration.
Yeah, you get a little bit from the subwoofer, and the subwoofer I actually have it on a cushion because because it would actually vibrate these.
Yeah, so if you attached it to the frame, you would really feel it.
Yeah, and it's just sitting on the floor.
Wow.
So I put it on a cushion now, so I can still feel a little bit of the vibration from it, but it's
Oh
not
yeah, I
actually
can feel
rattling
it.
anything in here.
Well, especially when you put your feet on the pedals, you can feel a little bit of
Get that
vibration.
little bit of vibe, yeah.
Now, one thing I didn't notice, do you feel any of the rumble on the tarmac?
Not really.
Okay. And I was asking Phil that too.
Yeah. Not really.
Do you feel the what do you call them, the expansion joints? Because sometimes when you're flying, you really hear
you'll boom, boom, boom. Yep.
because you don't really feel them.
Yeah. With the butt kicker, I think Pat has the butt kicker hooked up. He feels it with the butt kicker. He's got it attached to his seat, I believe, right underneath the captain's seat. So, and he says, yeah, when you start moving, you can start feeling it. I'm just worried about nuts and bolts. I'm not as good as Pat getting in there with screwdrivers, wiring and soldering.
Is it really
my hands
necessary?
Get shaky. So, the least amount I can do, the better off this flight deck is.
All right, so 2902 is the altimeter, so we're good there.
And the radios are tuned from last time? They're the same frequency between the two?
Yeah, it was the same ILS 24 right, so I did have to reset them. They were off a little bit, but they're good now. LA traffic, Southwest 2855 inbound on the ILS 24 right, descending out of flight level 100
Yeah, Anthony, if you're riding over the
Skull.
center line, yeah, you're going to hear the thump, thump, thump of the lighting in the center line. But if you're riding off the center line, you'll hear the brakes in the cement where the expansion joints are, as well as you may even hear that rumble if they have the grooves actually cut into the runway. You'll hear that little rumble. The best way to actually understand what it's like and what it hears like when you're on the highway, drift off to the side of the runway where they have those little cuts in the road, and you'll hear your tires.
Yep.
That little. That's what you're going to hear. Maybe not as loud though, because it's pretty insulated in the aircraft.
Thanks very much. United 8116.
What are we looking at here? We are 139 miles out now.
Yeah, we're looking good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I never rode on the center line. I wasn't crazy about the thump, thump, thump of the lights. Yeah, lighting's starting to pick up now.
Yeah, it looks good, man. Looks really good.
It would be nice if X-Plane had the ability to just have the scenery roll in from the horizon instead of popping in clumps, you know?
Well, so I was lower. And what I think you're really supposed to be looking straight down the glare shield.
Yeah, well, they got an eye point that they use. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll come in here, get myself in a takeoff position, and you should have a view, basically, your eye view, to be basically straight down the glare shield.
That's where I am right now, so I think before I was a little bit too high.
It's funny, I know when I'm slouching, because I'll come in here, my chair's set up, beautiful view. I'll come in here one day and I'm like, I gotta raise my chair.
Okay, so we got our auto brake set for 3.
We're gonna have a nice view into LA.
All right, there it is. Okay. All right, so let's slow this baby down some more. 207 and 12 miles.
Southwest 3628 300 south flight level 240 and 270.
Does FSATC, or this is X-Plane now, right?
This is XATC chat.
XAT, right. Yeah. So does it switch automatically based on the frequency?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go to tower, you hear tower discussion. Yeah, ground, you hear ground, and so on. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put approach on just so that we don't blow through it. So I don't blow through it this time. Yeah, we got glide slope and V-path.
See, this used to do a little bit of porpoising too. It looks like
it feels pretty
Zibo
good.
Fixed it. Yeah, no, it's pretty stable right now.
All right, it's 8 miles to Mercy. Looks good. We're on glide slope.
139 miles out. We're 8 miles out. What am I looking at there?
No, we're at.
I'm looking at a heading.
Living.
Right? Oh no, we're 20 miles out. What am I saying? 8 is the fuel we're gonna have when we get in. Yeah, we're just about 20 miles out. Hopefully you're getting a decent view with the night lighting out there.
There we go, right at 20.
Oh yeah, Paul, we're having a blast, man. We're having a blast.
Yeah, this is a kick. All right, so legs, we should be at 207 at Mercy. We're right at 210. We're doing okay.
2000 for American 596.
And we have localizer capture.
Single channel.
Yeah, we're going to go down to 146 at that point. But that, you know, one of the things that I have been playing around with is not slowing down quite as fast, because I find that I'm well set up well before, and it's like, okay, doing 146 knots, 8 miles out. Yeah, it's like kind of silly.
That the ATC don't like that. Be backing up their aircraft. Accent doesn't bitch at you?
No, that's what's helped discipline me to do it.
I was
is
going to
because
say, I'm surprised.
they'll tell you to keep your speed up or slow to, thank you, or slow to another, slow to 180 or something. All right, so 207, 1 mile. All right, so now it's saying 146 at Brook. All right, let's go gear down. Well, we'll wait. Let's wait till Kobe. See what that does. That looks good. You can hear that wheel spinning.
Yeah. That's another thing I got to worry about when I get the motorized quads. I don't burn the sides of my leg leaning on it.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit more room here, because when I was working mine and working the CDU, I was always,
The leg was touching it, yeah.
Well, not all, but I had to be aware of it.
Yeah.
I was very much aware of it. All right, 4100. Got traffic up there descending out at about 800 foot above us.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and get in before us.
All right, we'll go ahead and slow down. 146. Yeah, Kobe's probably, that's 5. Let's go gear down. All right, final approach. Where is she? Speed brake is armed. Got green. Gear down 3 greens. 3 greens. Flaps 15. We're looking for 30. And with glide slope capture.
Not showing extended.
Put my hat on. There we go. I usually set this like right on top of the ref number as a hat.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
Yeah. Okay. So speed set.
Yeah, that
flap
gives you
set.
VREF plus 5. I think 5's in there already with the CDU. But what am I looking for here?
Oh, we didn't set was baro minimum. Let's see. Radio's 200. We'll put our radio at 200. Okay, 2400. Yeah, we have lights on.
So the auto flight has been working beautifully this week.
Yeah.
That's 55 minutes from the gate.
How about that? That's why I said this is a great little LAX or Las Vegas to LAX. Santa Ana, John Wayne's a good approach. Santa Barbara's tricky.
Yeah.
You want to come in over the water and you hit 2.5, I think it's 2.5, and boy, you had to make a break and turn in.
That's why I like JFK coming into the Parkway visual. That's a nice approach.
All right, so missed approach is 2,000, so we can reset this to 1800.
Even notified.
Does auto AP disconnect work here?
Yeah, if you push that button, yeah.
And you don't have to push it here and then just touch it here and that'll stop the alarm, right?
You can do it twice on the heavy, it'll do the same thing. Yeah, or you can press on the MCP, I mean on the MIP.
Here?
You can do either one.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I usually
speed
just
brake
tap it
set.
twice.
I didn't know that, that's good, yeah. Okay, speed brakes set. Flaps down. Speed set. 1400. That plane land? Yep, he's almost there, I think. Yeah. Thank you.
Everything's lit up.
I'm almost afraid to take it over.
Oh no, she runs pretty smooth, Zibo. Zibo runs pretty good. Hey, she stays beautiful. She's trimmed out nice.
Now, who's got...
Oh, both of them will go active when you're on your when you're coming in for a landing.
Oh, so either one of us could fly it then. Oh man.
See, this has a nicer feel to it. It's a little smoother feel.
It is.
And I have not been able to get MS2020 dialed in like this. I mean, this just feels absolutely beautiful. This reminds me of the multi-million-dollar sim. This feel and the movement that I get. And I just can't get that in 2020. So.
Well, I think it's something with your settings, because this feels more like what mine felt like when I was flying. So it may just be something with the settings in Microsoft.
I think it's FSUIPC that screws it up, because without it, it feels something like this. Yeah. It's really strange. I may have to use Axis and O's, I think is another program that'll let me do it.
Yeah.
Or I have to wait for DIM. Device Interface Manager will eventually have these available.
I would do that, because especially since you've gone to all the trouble to get everything put together that you have for them.
Oh, there you go. He'll be getting off the runway as we're getting down there.
Oh, get. Oh, man. Oh, man. What am I doing?
Get those throttles down. Get those throttles down.
Jeez. That was pathetic.
Nuts. Come in right behind American.
Man. That was embarrassing. Yeah, the first landing I did at with the sim in Italy was not bad. I mean, actually, Carlo goes, "Wow, that was pretty good." The second one wasn't so good.
Another runway anyway.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's humbling for those of you that watch this butcher. It's just amazing how much more realistic it feels than what I'm doing, even though I've got control load and yoke and stuff at home. There's something about being in this whole cockpit.
It gives you, the whole view that you get out of it. Yeah. You can't beat the surround.
Yeah.
The surround view, the peripheral vision that you get with this is just, especially when you're making turns. You're using one monitor. It's difficult to make a 90-degree turn and get set up with a gate.
Yeah, now this
is that view. So. Yeah, a little bit of flicker. You can see those are the i9 10900s. Those computers aren't really up to snuff.
This one?
Yeah, the one in the center is the 7950 X3D.
And the only thing else that you're running on that, other than X-Plane visual, is what? This?
Just this lower display, yeah. That's how much the demand is in X-Plane compared to 2020.
Are they going to do anything about that?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope they can figure something out. Because the demand on this setup is just horrendous compared to 2020. I didn't realize how bad it was until I used 2020.
Yeah.
And when I used 2020, and I was like, I'm never going to get 7 monitors set up, but let me see what it looks like.
Right.
And I put these 3 up first, and I was like, wow. And I went at 2K, thinking there was no way I was getting a 4K. It was great.
Yeah.
Then I added the other screens. It was still good. Then I bumped these up to 4K, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How's this possible?
Yeah, I just don't want to have to buy.
I mean, if we had the performance
Two more
of X-Plane like
machines.
MS2020, this would be golden.
Yeah.
This would be part of all the time. Being able to run all these different displays from a separate computer.
Yeah. All right, we don't have to go all the way down there. Let's just.
If you're lucky to find a spot, usually I don't find them. Although I think I did cut the traffic down to about 70% now. It would be nice if I can have it set at 100% and then have the arrival gate left blank, you know, where you can pick it.
Yeah.
So this way, when you come in, you're good to go. But not possible, unfortunately. Oh, here, let's get on APU. And that should be definitely long enough for you. And we can kill the number 2 engine.
Oh yeah. Didn't even think about the APU. That's what the checklist is for. Yeah, this is definitely a whole nother experience.
There you go.
Whole nother experience. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I don't think it...
We're almost done,
Oh,
ladies.
actually, the gate is actually there. I'm surprised. Oh, no, you see how the gate's there, and then it disappears?
Okay.
It would be nice if this guy had a little more leeway to it. He is really tight. See how tight he is on that line? A little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. If they doubled that or tripled that width that he allowed, it would be great.
Now, is that part of the pushback?
No, this is another program.
Yeah.
Actually. This is this GSX? I'm not sure what program this is. I'd have to go look at it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but see, this is kind of the same problem that I have, is where it, yeah, where it, you got to like shove it, the throttle forward.
Yeah, if that front wheel, if that front tiller is turned anyway, yeah, then you're going to need a lot more juice to get going.
All right.
All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that view.
Yes.
That was a flight in MS2020 and an X-Plane today. So going from Vegas to LA. Hope you enjoyed the rides. I did. I got to sit back and relax and enjoy the view for once. Oh, thank you, Scott. I'm glad you came over. Had a blast, man. I wonder if she's in there cooking, or did she come in there to tell us that they started cooking already? Let me go see if they're cooking. See if they're making it.
She might be making it. It's 5.
6134, spot 14 contact rep. Thanks a lot. You really made it work out there. 14, thank you so much. Second 487 to the Second 487 plus or minus 10 knots on the final. You pass by the RJ7 on the crossing runway. Use caution and bird activity along the final. Wind 0106, runway 27 right, put away.
Yeah, the audio in X-Plane is definitely, just the way you got it set up is nice. You hear so much more.
Oh yeah, it adds to the immersion factor.
Well, and that's what I was telling Carlo too, that I wanted to, I don't mind the sound system.
4744 on the high speed, please. And then on right turn, kilo 3, contact ramp.
Right on the high speed, then right turn kilo 3, over to ramp, right here at 4744.
Thanks for your help as well out there.
No problem, have a good one.